Doesn't matter.
Of course, if we don't curse in the first 2 minutes, we might not get whacked for bad words from YouTube.
You know, I gave it an honest effort last time, and I think I made it all of a half a minute.
Curse in the first 2 minutes, we might not get whacked.
2 minutes, and I have an echo.
Yes,
That
you
was
do.
me.
Now it's gone.
It was
right.
fun.
I'm setting a timer for 2 minutes.
Good fucking luck.
It started.
Oh, God. All right. Well, looks like we've got some people in here already. So I want to welcome everybody to this first February edition of the Hump Day Live. Whoop, whoop.
What's up, old gravy? I see that.
Looks like we lost Rebel already.
Well, that didn't take long.
All right.
That was half a minute.
I know
I'm
we can really
Chucky.
push the envelope on some topics, but dang.
Right.
Bacon fat for you. Oh, man. So, Chuck, I'm excited. I haven't had a chance to talk to you about it. You flew your floss glide today.
I sure did.
Now, tell us a little bit about that build.
This build is, like you just said, a floss glide. I went with the dead cat arms in the front, and I can happily report that I didn't see any props whatsoever at all in the GoPro or anything. And I do have it slammed. We've got let's get the boring stuff out of the way. Runcam Micro Swift 3, which will be changed out for a Micro Eagle soon enough. Got the Unify HV, got the Triumph. We're running the 4-in-1 KISS ESC 25 amp. The I want to call them new ones, but they're new to me. They've been out for a little while. They're D-Shot 2400 and awesomeness. And the KISS V2 FC and the Zing 2207 2750 kV motors. They are so gorgeous.
They are really good-looking motors.
All right, I get cussed. My alarm went off.
Don't fucking cunt, damn. Or what?
I fucking did it. 2 minutes without fucking saying a cuss word.
Actually, I don't think you said anything. Maybe that was...
Just shut up for the...
Hashtag winning, all right? I still won.
So, what I'm really curious about, Chuck, you usually fly like 2450 kV motors, the Mr. Steel edition, you said, yeah.
And hype trains.
Yeah, okay. But that 2450 is kind of where you've been living. So, did you notice the extra kV?
I sure as hell did, and it's all in the bottom end of the stick. Every single ounce of it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I mean, I actually kind of liked how it gave me some really good pop without moving the stick much, but I think I am going to look into messing with the throttle curve a bit to widen that out a little bit.
So, you know, when I went with mine, because I have a very similar build except for, you know, the flight electronics, and I wanted something with a little pop, a little zing, something that gave me options, really, and I wanted to try something new. So I went from 2300 kV motors to 2750, and I knew there'd be a difference, but I didn't know that there would be that much difference. After playing with this thing for a few weeks, I ended up putting a healthy throttle mid on it with a nice bit of throttle expo, and then, you know, that helped the low end. Now, I do that on all of mine anyway, so no big deal there. Then I went and took all the KVs off the top. I had to put some throttle limiting on because I just wasn't getting the muscle memory down to stop throwing the stick as far as I was. So
yeah,
maybe I'll ease off of it a little, but as of right now, I had to tame it.
Yeah, my first flight, I went to go underneath a little picnic area, covered picnic area, and right as I got to the end, apparently I barely touched the throttle, so it popped right up, and the GoPro caught the roof.
Yeah, 2207, 2750 KVs are very touchy.
Yeah, and I'm used to the Silks, which, dude, on the Silks, I have full throttle resolution. I use it from the top to the bottom. And this is definitely a big change, but we'll see.
What size battery are you running with it?
Just I use the Thunder Power 1300s, the old ones usually, the ADC.
The 40 cells or 4 cells? 40.
Yeah, 4 cells.
Right on.
I splurge on everything else, but I won't pay for 5 or 6S batteries.
I actually just started getting into 5S. I see what the hype's about. Rebel, have you tried 5S yet?
I have only been into the hobby since October of last year, but I do have some 3S if you want to borrow those, if you want to go down in power.
You can turn that into a 6S, homie.
Hell yeah.
I know.
Josh might want to use those, though.
They're only 650 mAh, though.
And his 8-degree FPV cam.
Yeah, I was going to bring up the training wheels.
Dude, I love that. Ain't nothing wrong with my cam angle. Look at that.
Right. I don't know. Gravy, I might try a 5S just to see what's up with it, considering I've never used motors like this at all.
I don't know if a 5S with that high KV would be better. If you nerf the throttle throw, then yeah. But like max it out at 80% or 70% and then throw a 5S on there. Yeah. That way you can't burn your motors up.
Now, Josh, did you do all that in your transmitter, or did you do it in beta?
I always do it in beta flight. I know that I can do it in the transmitter, but I only ever learned enough in the transmitter to set my endpoints, my sub trims, and my camera.
See, I'm not sure how to go about that in KISS. Not that I'm asking you. You don't know. I know.
I was going to say, I can't help you there.
I just got a KISS set up from Gravy. He gave me the V1s. I haven't put it on anything yet, but when it's time, I'll give it a shot.
The V1's still an excellent flight controller.
What does that mean? When it's time, you'll give it a shot?
I don't have any carbon to put it on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not robbing just to try it. I'll wait until things start frying and I've got replacements. And I'm like, all right, KISS, what do you got?
I think I see some carbon on that wall back there.
Yeah. Sure. They're not all in. Actually, none of those are in good pieces. They're all broken. They're my collection of death.
Wall ornaments.
Yep.
Well, so you guys have probably noticed we have a brand new guest on the show before. Boy, let me try that again. A brand new guest who's never been on the show before. We got Michael Kibling over here. You guys have probably seen him hanging around the Facebook group. He goes by the call sign RebelMK. Now, I like to ask people typically, Mike, how did you come up with, your call sign or your name? But you would just tell me that it has more to do with that Rebel flag hanging in the background, and you threw an FPV behind it, and boom, was an instant name. Oh, did we lose him again?
See a quad on the wall.
Yeah, but he's not moving.
Did he fall over?
Yeah, entirely possible.
All right.
I'm just going to answer. I'm just going to answer for him. But yeah, he's he's got the Rebel flag and everything, and he really digs Martin Luther King. So it's RebelMK.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that. What's going on, Joe?
Was that accurate?
I think just the running the 5Ss. I have a field day, though. The big problem, actually, I was doing some calculations earlier. I got to find my spreadsheet that I wrote out. If you run those high KV motors, you start to have to worry about the tips of those blades starting to break the sound barrier, or starting to get some really bad cavitation on punch outs. So you'll start getting some weird oscillation that you'll be fighting with.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
No, guy with a calculator.
Yeah.
Bill.
So, are you flying 6S yet, Dave, or are you kind of stopped at the 5S for now?
I'm not going to 6S. I don't see a reason to.
Okay.
The friends that I've talked to that have gone 6S feel the same way. They're like, in a race, yes, definitely. But for freestyle, it's way too much for what we do.
So how much difference are you noticing between 4S and 5S for freestyle?
It's easier to control on the low end, and you definitely get a longer flight out of it. Like at least an added minute, even when you're like going hard. So if you would normally go 2.5 minutes, now you're getting 3.5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice moving to these higher KV motors, which, you know, that was the other thing I was trying to do, is to breathe a little bit of life into 4S still, right? Because I've got like 25 batteries. So I'm not, and most of those are brand new. So I took advantage of all the Black Friday stuff before Christmas.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm just not going to go spending twice as much money on half the amount of batteries. So this was giving me options. I had a feeling I was going to end up employing some techniques to tame the motors a little, but
that, and Josh does his best work at 2 minutes at a time, I've heard.
Yeah, ask my wife.
We don't want to go there. I'll put you to shame. Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you what. The last time I flew, which was this Sunday, I started with my 5S packs and I finished the day with my 4S packs. And as soon as I changed, I immediately noticed where my thumb was on the throttle to keep it linear with the horizon. And then like you're flying and flying, and all of a sudden you look down at your MAH consumed and your battery was just like, oh shit, it's time to come back. Just 5S was it was a lot more funner. Yeah, fuck it. It's Trump's America. Funner. It was a lot more funner than 4S. But like between the two, they pretty much fly the same. I mean, you don't get more throw out of it. I didn't notice any more like crazier punches. It was just a longer experience, and it's because you're not going so high on the throttle to keep it airborne.
Yeah, okay, that all makes sense.
Now, the funny one is whenever you go like from a 6S rig and then you downsize the battery. Like I've been with Josh and flown my 6S's, and I have 5S packs also, and I'll drop a 5S pack on it, and it's almost like you notice the inverse more. You know, as where you go from a 4S to a 5S on a normal 4S rig, you're like, oh, it feels a little different. If you go inverse, you really start to notice like, oh crap, I don't have the punch out that I had before, or you don't have the power.
Well, yeah.
When you notice it a lot more.
I'll agree with that, because I did notice all those things when I went from 5S to 4S.
Mm-hmm.
It just the punch outs weren't as noticeable. Meaning, like, I still got punch outs on 4S, but you're right. It wasn't that nice little at the end.
Exactly. Let me see if I can find my spreadsheet.
Yeah,
I think that's why I want to mess with the throttle resolution a bit on that, because with these high KVs, there is nothing at the top end at all.
Yeah, because I think you've already achieved it by the time you got to like 85, 80%.
Probably a little lower.
Well, yeah, and I noticed actually the best resolution when I hit about 85%. I have my throttle limited to 85, and I have a nice, pretty linear response all the way across that band.
I'm a little confused. Gravy Leg says he flies his 4S's first and goes to 5S at the end of the day with no worries if I murder everything.
Well, if you've ever watched Gravy fly, it makes perfect sense.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let me put it in Gravy terms. See, in the beginning of the day, he does this nice long range stuff where he flies super smooth, and everybody's just like, "Wow, Gravy, this ain't like you. This is great stuff." And then at the end of the day, when he just doesn't give a shit anymore, in his words, I will air quote, "Fly like an asshole."
Fly like an asshole.
Which we all love, by the way, Gravy.
Oh man, all about it.
Gravy doesn't fly like an asshole. He flies hard. I'm taking that away from you, Gravy. You're not an asshole.
Hey, his words.
I know. That's why I'm looking at his name on the thing. And when I'm saying this, I'm like, you're not an asshole. You're just people just don't know you.
No. He's not an asshole.
I know.
Like an asshole.
Yes, I know. He's calling himself an asshole. I understand what's going on here. I'm doing this to Gravy, not you guys.
I'm fucking with you.
Okay, it makes one of us. I have no clue what's going on.
No, he's close enough. He's on my list of places to get because he's drivable from where I'm at.
Fly like a raped ape. I like that one.
Yeah.
What's a rape ape fly like? Like Gravy?
Gravy.
Like your mom in the kitchen.
I love that. That's awesome. I'm gonna use it later.
Oh man.
I'll be kicked out of another meeting and another trip to HR. But whatever.
Hey, those can be fun if you troll it right.
It's true.
Oh, that's what I kept meaning to ask you, Dave. What KV are your motors? If you're doing 5S, do you like 2100 KV or?
No, I stay in the 2400 range.
Oh, okay. Good
So
deal.
I have a few that are in the 23s, a few that are up, maybe as high as 26, but I like it like 24, 2450. And then I use the Wind Dancers by GemFam. What are they? 5143s. They're really nice. That was another thing. Check it. What props are you putting on those motors?
I was just looking right now. You're like, you're in my head, bro. It's freaking me out.
I meant to ask it earlier. It comes coming back around.
Somebody gave
that a scary space.
Double A gave me a set of these when I saw them the other weekend, and so this is the first time I've tried them out. I figured they'd be really good for high KV. They are the HQ 5.1 3.1.
5131s.
Wow. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I also bought some more DAL 5046s to try out on it, and
that's a really weird pitch.
Yeah. It worked pretty well. I had a lot of control, that's for sure. Especially since I actually I put a couple points of deadband in the center of my stick, which I'm not used to at all, but I figured if I was a brand new quad would let me ease into it. Oh, this is too freaking weird.
What is that?
What, deadband? It's like ghosting in the center of your stick.
No, it sounds like CB radio going off in the background.
Oh, it's the connection.
Oh. Like, I'm hearing things.
That's Dave's chair.
Gotta stop licking this bucket.
So I've got a weird case of like shaky thumbs, which is what part of the reason I moved to pinching. And truly, I started paying attention because a lot of times I started out with this whole hybrid pinch thing. But, before long, I'm full nipple mode on the sticks. And I still get a little bit of shake. It's just something in my thumbs. And I stick my deadband up to like 5 or 6, and it just takes that little bit of reaction out.
Well, Kiss is definitely a little more sensitive when turning up the deadband, because I went from 1 to 2, and before I tried this on my other quad, and I was just like, whoa, the difference was huge.
Wow, I do 3. I have 3.
So, Mike, are you with us now?
Mikey.
Anybody home?
Yeah, not here.
Yes.
I saw him for a second.
And out. And out.
That Rebel high-speed internet's showing its rear end a little bit.
Rebel high-speed internet. That's almost a contradiction of words somehow. I can't figure out why.
Oh, man. So we're gearing up to start announcing dates for the next Noobapalooza, and I start getting real excited and real antsy watching Dave the last couple weeks. You've definitely been making your rounds the last
I went to...
Now, who did you run into in Boston other than Gravy?
That was Swip, who's sponsored by, I think, iFlight, as well as 420 FPV, and Derek and his drone, another hot dog pilot.
Oh, so he's rocking the Zings as well, then.
The Zings?
I think iFlight makes them, right? The Zing motors?
Oh, I didn't see any. I don't think they have them yet. Or maybe I'm wrong on...
I'm pretty sure he does, because he's remarked on a few.
He's a really good pilot. I was goggled up on a few of his flights, and after the second one, I told him, I'm like, "Hey, man, you need to quit being so hard on yourself and start posting more of your shit." He was like, "How do you know I do that?" I'm like, "Because I hardly see shit, and I've watched 3 packs from you today, and all of them are post worthy." And I'm like, "I'm sure it was some little stutter that you're like, oh, I can't post that." He's like, "That's exactly it." I'm like, "Fucking stop that shit. If you have to, just cut it out if it's that bad." But post it's fucking awesome shit.
He's sure he can line it up on a music beat somewhere.
Oh, of course. He's a great pilot.
That's that's actually kind of funny because I get more compliments on my videos about showing my crashes and showing my mistakes because everybody else always makes them their videos so port and polished, you know.
I agree. I try and mix my videos up to add, like, if I'm flying and I have a good line, but I clip a branch or something, and then I just keep going. I'll just leave it in.
So Chad's was it Chad Broad Squirrel FPV kind of has me confused. He said, "Dave is Spider-Man. I swear, only the Man of Steel can travel that much." Okay, you're mixing up your superheroes and you're killing me.
He actually says Superman. It actually does say Superman.
Oh, I thought it was Spider-Man. Maybe I'm reading my Spider-Man.
Maybe you need to turn your glasses and tilt them to the focal points right.
Okay, that's better.
There you go.
Joe is just as serious as a heart attack, and I see Dave read it, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Story of my life.
I was like, that actually says super red.
I know. I was reading it too, and I'm like, then I started scrolling because I'm like, well, maybe I missed something.
Maybe I'm still traumatized from Josh's humping Spider-Man that was on so many of his things that kind of has me traumatized in my brain.
Yeah, I miss that guy.
I know. I'm so salty. I can't get everything running right.
What was the KV motors you're running on those successes, those high KVs? I'm redoing my calculations because I lost my spreadsheet.
2450.
2450s. Okay.
On 6S?
Yeah, those things are winding up. I bet you can hear them a quarter mile away.
Like baby Grim Reapers on the prowl.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the temperatures of those motors after the flight.
Probably not bad, to be honest with you. As long as you got air going over them that quick.
It doesn't draw as many amps, so it should actually technically be easier on them.
As long as you're not punched out full throttle and you're running a high pitch, it's not a problem. You were running like 4 point. Chuck, you were running like, what did you say it was like 3 point something? Which I thought was a pretty low pitch for those props. I'm usually running like 4, 6s, or 5s.
The 3.1s.
Yeah, that's a pretty shallow pitch. I mean, you figure most aircraft, if you're running airplanes, are running like 9, 10 pitch. I mean,
yeah, that's like I said, I bought the 50-46 dolls, the Cyclones, because that's what I figured were good for it. But the double just gave me those, so I'm like, I'll try those out. Why not? And they're actually really nice.
Well,
the dolls are great props, but they break in the winter, and that's why I don't like them.
Who flies in the winter?
I do.
I'm joking.
Hey, the people who don't have a choice.
Yeah. I got content to produce. Sometimes I have to force myself to fly in the winter. In the summer, it's easy. In the winter, it's
okay. See, I have this like modified finger that doesn't like the cold.
I have one of those too.
I don't want to know.
I have found out that the best time to go to the ER is on Super Bowl Sunday because they are fully stocked and bored as shit.
Yep.
Let's see here.
I got nothing for that.
Guess where they got the skin? Guess.
Your penis.
Good guess.
Your ass.
Scrotum?
Your toe.
My ample scrotum. No, I'm joking.
They took that. They replaced it. They replaced it with your chode.
Your yarmulke bald spot.
Well, the only question was why was one of my testicles bigger than the other two? That's the ultimate question.
Well, there's the answer. Dick hand.
It gets very stiff when hot girls get around. I can't help it.
It happens when they remove too much foreskin.
Hey, I gotta ask, really, Squirrel, 50-50 on the super high KV?
It depends on the 4S. I've done 4S 50-50s and 50-49s. I've actually done 50-55s on 4S.
Well, I run 50-50s on my hype trains and my silks.
Yeah, but those are 24s or 23s. Yeah. I did that on a 2650.
Oh, I'll try it. Shit.
I tried it. Westside got me to try it when I was in Colorado, but the elevation was why he does it. I found that I didn't like it. It added oscillations at the slightest imperfection on the prop. Then you got oscillations on your GoPro footage.
Yeah.
I've been swapping pretty steady between HQ Prop and Gem Fan. I moved away from dolls a long time ago. I've even hit a few batches that in warm weather were breaking like cold weather props, and I just started shopping around. And Gem Fan is more recent. I've been running HQ for probably the last year solid. I just refused to run anything else. And I took a chance on the 5042 Wind Dancers, and I'm really impressed with them.
Yeah, I love Gem Fams. If they would sponsor me, I'd be super stoked.
That would be the one thing that would get me to change. There's still a few characteristics I don't like about them. They have those little winglets, and they're really sharp. And I find that, as I'm flying around, that they knock off really quick, and which, just makes the prop get out of balance a little bit easier. Whereas the HQ props don't have any of those sharp points or those little winglets to knock off, and I find that they just hold up a little bit better at the edges.
HQ props is a great prop. The one thing I don't like about them is if they bend, it's really hard to bend them back.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I've had nothing but trouble getting them back to the right pitch, the right location. Gem Fan, it's a lot easier.
Right.
Might be your technique.
Yep.
Rebel, you're holding it up like you want to show us. Why don't you show off your build there?
Well, this is the Stingy frame
Hold it in front of your face. There you go.
Stingy frame with X-Hover motors that needs to be replaced for one of them that I've talked to you a couple times about. DYS stack. What else? Run can camera. I can't remember. What's up?
What do you seize?
It's I think a 30 amp DYS 4-in-1.
Oh, 4-in-1.
But I have another one here, a Valorium frame that's right behind me that has 30 amp tattoo. It's still in the process of being built.
I was looking at that frame the other night online. That's an interesting looking little frame.
Where the heck is it?
It's over there.
It's not in my head.
No, it's not.
Had to check. Couldn't remember if it was still up there or not.
It's over there.
There we go. That's a lot better.
Is that Scotch tape?
No, this is actually hockey tape that I use for my RC boat that's behind me to hold it to the arms with the electrical tape underneath it so it doesn't contact the carbon fiber.
That is so punk rock.
But it's clear tape, so you can still read what amps and everything else.
Yeah, I was really, to be honest, I was just a little more impressed when I thought it was Scotch tape, because I'm like, this guy don't give a fuck. He's just like, gonna hold these things down and send that shit.
Yeah, hey. That would have been way more punk rock.
Well, that's okay.
I should have said yes.
Yeah.
Be more redneck.
Well, look, speaking of redneck, we have a good connection. I went and introduced you earlier and started asking questions, and you were like pulling one of these on me. And it took us a minute of looking at you to figure out that you weren't there. So once again, we got RebelMK, Michael Kibling, joining us. And what I had said was, normally I ask people to explain their name, but with the big Rebel flag in the background, the redneck on the camera, I don't think that the name requires much explanation. So,
well, story behind the Rebel. My mom's from South Carolina, so I like the Confederate flag. Heritage, not hate. MK, my initials, Michael Kibling. So that's pretty much it.
And you got to have the obligatory FPV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus other RC stuff.
Yeah, I've been looking at that. So how long have you been doing RC?
I've been doing RC ever since I was in like elementary school. My first RC was what the heck was it? Aftershock. Team Losi Aftershock Nitro truck.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've had the little remote control, race cars and stuff when I was a kid, but I'd play with them for 2 weeks, tear the shit out of them, and throw them in the closet, and that's where they'd live. It wasn't until I was a full-fledged adult with kids of my own, in fact, grown-ass kids, that I found RC and truly found it.
Yeah.
So you're up. So did you grow up in South Carolina or North Carolina?
My mom, like you just said, South Carolina, but I grew up here in Illinois.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Let me see.
I need to get away from Illinois.
Usually I'll make a few passes a year through Chicago, and the biggest thing I look forward to is,
Getting
Leaving?
through it. Yeah.
the Italian beef. That's as close as I get. I did make it as far out as Rock Falls once.
Yeah, I know a guy that lives there.
Yeah. How far are you from there?
Me and Chuck were talking about that. I'm trying to think, like an hour 45 or something like that.
Oh,
From
okay.
Chicago?
No, from Rock Falls.
Oh.
Josh Ketchum lives in Rock Falls, Illinois, and Chuck takes trips out there frequently. So
I saw as soon as you said Rock Falls, Dave's head was like, "Wait a minute, I know that. I know that."
I was literally just there.
oh, that's right. That's funny. We were talking about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's story of Dave's life. Dave's life was just there.
Yeah. Well,
Was it Dave travel like Josh does all over the place?
Kind of.
Kind of. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
I travel all over. This week I'm kind of local. I'll be in Pittsburgh tomorrow, but next week I'll be in Denver. I'm gonna try to go fly. Huh?
Hey, stop talking about work, dude. You look severely depressed when you're
Yeah,
talking.
I was saying the same thing.
Sorry.
He's just like, oh, no.
No, I've been doing it for God knows how long. I don't get excited about it as much as I used to. Because you know why? Because Denver's not a drive location. I have to fly there, and I fucking hate airports. So
They're fun when you're the one flying the plane, I can tell you that.
I'm sure they are. I've never been that person. I'm always the passenger dealing with the other Torons.
No. It's fun until you almost crash a plane, then it sucks.
huh.
You just need an express pass, that's all.
I have that.
Still sucks.
Yeah, it still sucks. People are dumb. Fat people buy tickets where they shouldn't. Let's see what else. Stupid people. Yeah. Stupid people like to stop right in the middle of the walkway and figure out where they're trying to be.
I'm sorry. Can I get the skinniest seat you have because it's cheaper?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I
I
want-
do everybody a service. I fly Southwest, and since I'm usually one of the first 10 people on the plane, if you have to sit next to me, it was either bad luck on a full plane or it's your own damn fault. So
Yeah.
Well, Josh and I have had planes held up for us because we're special.
yes, we have. That was before I started traveling for a living, and that was a debacle. We lost the car. We lost each other. We didn't know where anything was.
In Chicago, like, we didn't know what the fuck was going on.
What was that? Was it Tom Hanks movie where he got stuck in the airport?
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw that. What was it called? I forgot what it was called. I know what movie you're talking about.
Well,
Yeah, that was almost us.
yeah, Josh and I were sitting at a terminal, and there's nobody there, and they're like, everything says that the plane's leaving from there, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Finally, someone's like, hey, your plane's at this terminal instead. Like, shit you not, like a mile on the other side of the goddamn terminal.
Yeah, welcome to O'Hare.
O'Hare is my least favorite airport of all of them.
Oh, but it's so nice.
No, it's not. If you go through O'Hare, you're almost guaranteed to be delayed or canceled.
True story.
I will fly an extra hour out of my way to not fly through O'Hare.
You know, and it used to be, I'm not lying. So I've only been doing this travel thing for almost 6 years. And when I first started, I was flying United because United by far has the most stops everywhere. So there's a potential convenience factor there.
Yeah.
But it used to be that I could get a fair amount of direct flights directly from Baltimore. And then who I forget the guy's name. He was their president for a while, like just was fucking up everywhere and essentially resigned so he didn't get fired. And
yeah, and
from
that was because Continental bought them and kept the United name.
Yep. And so long story short, now everything goes through either Chicago or Houston. And the bullshit part is that half of everything that could go through Houston has to go through Chicago too.
Yep.
They have made it the hub. And so it used to be, at least during the winter, you knew you were going to have problems. Now it's year-round nonstop.
Yeah. No, I hate going through O'Hare. It's just it's the worst.
Yeah, I changed to Southwest with Baltimore being a hub, and man, there's just no looking back.
Well, how far are you from Baltimore's, was it BWI?
Hour and a half.
That's not too bad. That's worth it then.
See, I could fly out of Philly or Baltimore, but Philly's tickets cost more. They have more layovers, and their parking costs more.
And he doesn't want to die.
Philly's an interesting airport. There was one time I was there. It was like 3 or 4 winters ago, and they had a half an inch of snow on the ground, and they canceled all the flights. I'm like, wait, this is Philly. You get snow. This is not abnormal. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't understand some of their weather decisions. From their layout, though, they actually have a really nice layout to an airport. There are other airports that could take lessons from Philly.
Yeah, like Denver.
Yeah, Denver's a little weird, but it's not the worst.
Newark is pretty bad as far as layout goes.
That's exactly where I was going. Newark sucks.
Yeah, I've gotten lost there, and I know my way around there.
Yeah.
We should change the subject so others can participate.
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, I am bitching about work. And
yeah. I was going to ask, what is this, the Travel Channel? Jesus.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be Mike Rowe. Do you want to see me playing shit?
That's actually my retirement plan. Take a lot of LSD and watch Travel Channel in the basement of a house somewhere.
Oh, I thought he was just playing shit.
You'll
I'm
swear
like,
to God,
I can't wait to see how this goes down.
You just gained like 5 brownie points in my book by mentioning taking LSD.
That's a retirement plan, man. Everybody's got to have one. LSD, pot, buy yourself a frog and lick it occasionally. I don't care what you do.
We don't want to know what you do in your spare time.
Spare time?
No, we're sick bastards. Yes, we do.
Well, last week Chuck had his chains and his neck thing on, so we know what Chuck does in his spare time. So,
hell, if I had a red clown nose, I'd be wearing that right now.
Right.
Right.
So, Josh, how'd that footy turn out with the tree icicles?
Okay, it without the sun to really pop the ice, it's missing something. And I'm not gonna lie, by the time I got everything out and set up, my fingers were cold. So after 3 minutes, like they were just kind of creeping around the sticks, I was like, screw it, I'm done. I thought I would try to come in for a cool skid because the parking lot was kind of icy. And from the second my arms hit the ground, it just flipped over. So,
yeah, I've personally been dying to get some icicled up trees that are just they look like crystal trees. It's the most beautiful thing ever when the sun's out. And I'm like, okay, it's winter. When do I get to do it? And it's just like, life says no.
Yeah. There was one time when I first moved out here that an ice storm blew through and sheeted everything, twigs, bark, grass. It was just a giant sheet of ice followed by beautiful blue skies and sun the next day, but it was still cold, so it was there. And I was just like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I just kind of took it in and just kept driving. And when I got home, I was telling people, I'm like, when I saw them, they're like, you didn't stop and take pictures? I'm like, nah, it'll happen again. They're like, no, it won't. And they're absolutely right. I've been in winter, like where it does this, and I've never seen it since.
I've seen it twice in my travels.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is one of the most beautiful things you'll ever see.
Yeah, it's worth being late to wherever you're going to stop and take a few pictures.
How do we keep reverting back to the Travel Channel?
Because
that's enough out of you. Don't make me mute you. Man, I know, Chuck, the last time it happened to you, I think you were sharing some of that with us, and the sun was out. It was a beautiful day. There wasn't a ton of wind. And I was trying my damnedest to help you, just pulling in front of somebody's house and ripping their front yard because.
Fuck it.
Oh, yeah, the pictures, the one I put up on Instagram. Yeah, that was pretty damn awesome. That wasn't quite like the crystalline tree effect, but all the trees were just this weird coated white, and it was awesome looking.
Well, they were holding that dusting of snow because there wasn't a ton of wind. Yeah. That's all right. I'm not going to lie. I am ready for spring. I want nothing more than the trees to go into bloom and to find, a nice graveyard or something where, yeah, I'm ready.
Still got like 4 months.
What's that, Dave?
We've still got like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I know. That's just what I was thinking. I'm like, this is just starting.
I know.
Why did you?
You did.
Fuck.
I just had an ice storm come through last night, yesterday, and probably tonight too. And I didn't take any pictures myself, so.
Take some tomorrow.
That is true. Midwest. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Flying the quad, especially once I got into the GoPro stuff, I really started getting into photography. So I bought this little digital camera. It's a G7X Mark II. And I got it. It's not a DSLR. You're not going to go swapping lenses or anything. But for the features it has in a nice compact solution, it's a lot of camera. And I've really enjoyed having it for still photography as well as some of the videography.
I have a Nikon D8 that I can change the lenses that I bought for very cheap. And I haven't used it very often.
You should. Mine's right here.
Is that a D80 or a D8?
No, this is a Lumix G5, but it's a DSLR, so same style, same type.
I got GoPro.
Fucking
I don't
GoPro,
even have that.
dude.
I don't even have that.
GoPros are the shit. You should get a GoPro. Buy one from Best Buy though, and pay for the 1-year warranty.
Then break it.
Yeah,
constantly.
I've gone with the GoPro warranty.
That's because you buy refurbished, right?
Well, I do. And I buy refurbished because I refuse to move away from the Session 5. It's such a robust little box that, yeah, there's some neat features in the 7, but I watch people breaking them just by breathing on them, and I can't bring myself to jump in.
Dude, I'm thinking about going back to the Session.
What's that?
I'm thinking about going back to the Session just because of that.
I will end up getting a 7, and I probably will fly with it on occasion, but I will probably use it more for specialty shots involving the high frame rates and all. I can get brand new. Well, I say brand new. I can get new refurbished off GoPro's site for $130, and their replacement plan is $50.
So $179.
Yeah, we got people. Was it computer noises?
Well, yeah, initially buying it is $130, but now if I don't buy any new ones and I just trade in my busted ones, because I've got 3 now, so plenty to fill the voids. It just costs me $50 to have it replaced every time.
Yeah,
I have to agree with computer noise. He's talking about running the run cams. I mean, I don't. Josh knows me. I don't run GoPros on any of my stuff. I run the run cam splits. And that way, odds on breaking one of those are pretty damn slim. So,
do you have the V1 or the V2? I tried the V1. I hated it.
No, V2 is awesome. The V1 had issues with it. It only would take like 5.5 volts or whatever it was, 5.6 volts.
Yeah, it was bad.
Now, the new one is full battery voltage all the time, so I just wire them straight off the VBAT.
I had 3 V1s, and they all broke. They were the most fragile, stupidest thing I ever put on my quad.
I bought the V2 starting, and I loved them. Dude, I mean, all my stuff is going to be.
I actually know somebody who just put the V2 into an Acrobrat, and I guess there's a common problem with it looking like the Matrix with lines coming down, vertical lines in the shot.
I've got 4 of them. I've never had that problem.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Right?
Where's your sunglasses? You say the Matrix and Josh has to find sunglasses.
Going back to the run cams, though, I've seen some side-by-side footage between the run cam 3 and even the session. It really looks that cheesy, though.
What's that?
The run cam 3s.
The problem is the even fisheye all the way around.
Yeah.
You know, GoPro has kind of spoiled us to
Yeah.
compressing the inside of the image a little bit better so that, you know, it's not as distorted.
No, I agree.
There's just no going back.
That's just it. If like, so for RebelMK's FPV's situation, getting a run cam 3 being at a price point it wouldn't be a bad idea, especially since he's just going to destroy it in like 3 batteries anyway, like we all did. You know, and once those crashes turn more into landings, then, you know, go ahead and invest into either the session or whatever GoPro's running at the time. It'll be the Hero 7 or the Hero 8.
Squirrel's right. GoPro is the Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, Dave, because now, mind you, I never owned a Runcam 3S, but I did own a Runcam 3. In fact, I owned 2 of them. And what I found was that they were definitely more fragile than the sessions. In my experience, if you buy a session and you put the tempered glass on it and you put it inside of a TPU mount, don't just strap the thing to the top of something. Like, fucking protect it. That thing is going to take a goddamn beating. And I've even had it to where I've broken the tempered glass and broken the lens. And if you can usually get 2 for $15. You just unscrew the old one, screw the new one on, and you're good to go.
That's the same with the Hero 5. You put the tempered glass sticker on the front and on the back, it'll reduce the risk of it's going to breaking. But this camera, this specific one, I have no use on both the screens, right? They're both broken. But I turn it on, I hit the fucking button, it records, and it gives me footage every time. And I've had this for 2 years, and it's taken more beatings than all 8 of my 7s. I'll start the day with a 7, but this 5 always ends up back on the fucking quads because this never survives a day.
Yeah, I'm just going to buy some more sessions.
I don't blame you. You should definitely do that. What's that?
I used to have a TPU mount. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? I have a little cheapo generic GoPro. I'm not sure what model or anything, but
I have one of those somewhere around here. Mine was pink.
Yeah,
they were
color. Yeah, true.
Yeah, true. Still is pink too.
My first crash and the screen broke.
Yep. I found I had better luck when I put those things in that like plastic case that it comes with. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Like the underwater case.
Okay, yeah, I have that somewhere too.
Yeah, try flying with that on there. It may survive a little bit better.
Yeah.
No, Dave, how do you feel about the extra weight with the 5 and the 7 compared to session?
Well, you know, I just noticed it this last week because I got to the spot and forgot my GoPros at home, so I flew with no GoPro. I immediately felt a difference, and the session was only 50 grams, so it's not that big of a difference. There is a difference, but I got used to it really fast.
So this is one of those things that I still don't get. I mean, you know, with things like the run cam splits and stuff, and you know, people constantly complaining about trying to drop weight. Why is everybody seemingly so adverse to running the splits?
No super view, and they have a shit history.
Yeah. In all honesty, I don't hear too many freestyle only pilots talking about dropping weight. It's only the racers.
Yeah, it's true.
So there's 2 things that you get with a GoPro that you don't get with the split. And the first is you can't get your props out of shot, or you're running like a fucking 90-degree camera angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you get creative with the mount and put it higher up or something.
Yeah, but he's talking about a run cam that
split. You can
runs inside your frame.
Yeah, but you could put it higher up. You could just modify a mount to make it do that. But you're right; it's at complete risk of being way up there outside the carbon cage.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then you couple the photography options that you have. So one of my biggest gripes with all those cameras, the Foxeer Mix and all of them, they stop at 1080 60. And to top it all off, they don't have anything like ProTune. Now,
Sure.
I understand not everybody wants to get into all the photography aspects, but for the people that do, you're giving up a lot of control on something that probably is just a matter of firmware, you know, because really all you're trying to do is change the sensor settings, and nobody wants to put that stuff in there.
So, RunCam, if you're listening, get with the shit. So.
Well, you know, RunCam did put SuperView into an FPV camera, which I thought was the weirdest fucking thing to do. But I don't think it went over too well with anybody.
Well, they got sued out of when originally I think the RunCam split. The original one was supposed to be in a casing like the Session or the like the regular GoPro. And I read a couple articles saying that they basically got sued by GoPro for infringement, and basically they apparently came out with a camera almost the same form factor and got sued into going, you can't do that. And then they backed off, split the board out, and literally made it the split.
That's the rumor. Yeah, I heard the same thing.
It's not so much a rumor. The actual lawsuit was over the functionality and placement of the button on top of the camera. It was the RunCam 3.
Yeah.
Yep, it was the RunCam 3. And let me tell you, when you talk about size from an outside, like just to see pictures of it, you would go, yeah, that's pretty close. The second you tried to put that thing into a GoPro mount, you realize how much bigger that RunCam was.
Yeah.
You also could feel the plastic. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that the GoPros are made of plastic with, you know, rugged and kind of grippy stuff on the outside. But there's a huge difference in the quality between the two of those.
Oh, they've had years to redo.
There's a metal. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they've had years and years and years to redo their molding. So I'm not surprised they've refined it.
Well, plus it has a giant metal plate on the back of it.
All the way around, the design is hard to beat. I mean, yes, for somebody who's into, I'll say, a different type of action photography, it would make sense to have a 5 or a 7 with the touch screen on the back and all. For FPV, the less glass you have on that thing, the better. Headwind cycle, yeah.
I have a what is it? Eachine EV800D that has supposed to have the DVR on it. I haven't had a chance to figure out why it doesn't work, but I don't have a real laptop, so.
So how do you configure your settings then?
For the Betaflight?
Yeah.
It runs Betaflight on my laptop.
You just said you don't have a real laptop.
Well, it's only internet based. You can't. It doesn't have a CD drive or whatnot.
Is it like a tablet
or a Chromebook?
Yeah, it's a Chromebook.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they pulled Betaflight out of the Google Apps. So yeah, that kind of screwed you.
Well, I still have it on my laptop, so I'm not going to get rid of the laptop for now.
Yeah. God damn, that's hot.
Do what you got to do to fly, man.
Yeah.
I can also get it on my phone too.
True.
I've never tried that.
It actually is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, I've talked to people who have done it. I just don't really ever see a need to change things in the field unless I'm tuning, and even then, I just do it in the goggles.
If it's that bad in the field, I'm picking up pieces. So
yeah,
that's when I'm like, fuck it, tuning ain't gonna help this none.
Yeah, but like a new build, you know, when you go out, you just want to tune the pitch real quick, fine tune them from stock.
And just do that out of the goggles.
Yeah, exactly.
But you still have to have that wired in, which I don't. And it's also good for diagnosing out in the field, like the motors and all that.
You don't need them wired in, though. That's what we're trying to say. You can go into the Betaflight menu on your goggles. It'll create an OSD. I think it's left stick, center, and left, and top stick all the way to the top.
Yeah, you have to have that wired in, which I don't have on my Stingy.
But you don't have to have it wired in, is what I'm trying to say.
Really?
As long as your flight controller supports OSD, it works.
There are two things that every pilot, I mean, keep in mind, it's 2019. Every pilot needs to have smart audio or an equivalent and OSD.
Yeah.
And especially if you're running Betaflight, just because And it's not excluding the others, but just because of the amount of control that you get without requiring a computer.
Yeah. You may be confused with smart audio, and in that case, you're absolutely correct. But for just normal getting into Betaflight settings, nope, it's embedded into the flight controller.
Yeah. The smart audio you would need in order to do your VTX and stuff like that. So.
Oh, hold on. Josh Hot Dog says you're full of shit, bro. He's calling you out.
He's going to tell me because his wing doesn't support it because his wing doesn't have a flight controller, and he would be right in that regard. But
what? He's not
right. I'm sitting here staring at the chat instead of talking. You know what's he going to say?
Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing. I'm over here staring at my laptop while I'm on live, but I need to shut that dang thing off.
Well, that's what we're all doing.
So why would you say no to smart audio? Like, I am half tempted to get him in here because especially when you're flying with other pilots, to be able to very easily change your channel, your output, your band, like versus the button press.
They also make something called Lewis scripts that you can run on your controller.
I don't know if Lewis scripts works on Ben's controller. He runs that. Was it T12?
Yeah. Who makes that? T12?
Yeah, I know. He's just too fancy.
Who's that?
No, it's some cheap little baby thing. He loves it though.
Is it like?
I think you should get Ben in here. I want to hear this argument.
I'm already on it. Don't worry.
I'm on it.
But like you were saying, Dave, I don't have the OSD for the camera connected to the
that's smart
controller.
audio.
Or smart audio. Okay. I don't have the OSD connected or something. I'm not taking it apart while I'm on live.
No. Yeah, you just need your audio input on your VTX run to a channel transmitter, and you got to set that up in Betaflight.
Like I said, I'm still a noob, so
we're all noobs, man.
Hey, I said no to smart audio for a long time. And when I finally did it, I'm like, why did I say no to it? That was just the dumbest thing ever.
I agree. That's exactly what I did. Same with turtle mode.
Yeah.
I left turtle mode out for a while.
I love that you have some turtle mode.
I call it fat man mode.
Fat man mode. Get stuck on your back, gotta roll it over.
Get me the fuck out of this tree mode.
Yeah.
It totally gets you out of like 90% of the trees, dude. Turtle mode will get you out.
Have you ever set one up a new quad and not thought about it and forgot to turn on the arming degrees, like set the minimum arming degrees, and all of a sudden you ever done that?
I turn my accelerometer off every time.
Okay, I've done that by accident before, where all of a sudden I'm like, oh, okay, no big deal. I'll just rearm it in turtle mode and get out of the tree, and it's like maximum angle. I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all you other noobs out there, set small angle equals 180. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Air mode always on. Turn off the accelerometer.
Yeah, exactly. That too. That's what I do actually.
I leave mine on just because I'm lazy.
Squirrel,
go ahead.
Squirrel, that's because you don't have any trees.
Let
me tell you, have you seen some of the places Chad's been flying lately? Like,
yeah.
Fuck, that's hot.
I would touch someone else's dick to be able to fly some of those spots. Like, I have been just in these shit places. Yeah, you heard that.
I heard that right? Okay, I'm just checking. I was like, you did say
You've been flying in a latrine?
So what?
You've been flying in a latrine? Porta potty?
Maybe a tiny whoop. That's not a lot of space in there.
Porta potty challenge.
Hey, I want to see someone go down the shitter, fly through, and then exit through the fucking vent tube.
Yeah, no, I want to see Josh do low altitude rolls in the shitter.
I want to see someone do that.
I'm not doing it.
Challenge. Coppertop called you out. That's what you got to do. You saw that guy. I forgot who did it on Facebook. He actually dove the center of a smoke tack. Someone finally did it. There was a decent exit at the bottom, and he reverse rolled right at the end and came out backwards.
I was going to say decent exit.
No, it was a fucking awesome exit, dude.
Was it a cooling tower or an actual smokestack?
It's like a smokestack, dude. Not a cooling tower like at a nuclear plant or something.
I thought it was a silo.
No, it wasn't a silo. It was a definite like tower. It was probably like 6 feet diameter at the top, and it opened up to like 10 or 12 at the bottom.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was tall. I mean, that was a dive.
Like 80, 100 feet easy.
Oh yeah, and one exit. Like it wasn't like he had chances of getting this thing right. And about the time he twisted, because he was literally riding the wall, he twisted, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna eat shit!" And he exited backwards, and I like stood up out of my chair.
Yeah, I had the same reaction. Except when he yawed, when he turned around to come out, I thought he clipped the side. I'm like, "It's over!" And he comes out clean. I'm like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
I'm with Hot Dog. I say it was a total. He didn't mean to do it, but it was still beautiful.
It was an accident. That wasn't on purpose, but that's not the point.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if it was an accident. It was awesome. I want to see you do it, Ben. There's your challenge.
I did jump out of my seat and scream at my phone. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to find that video. I haven't seen that one yet.
Me either.
Yeah, I shared that one in our noob chat, and I was trying to envision Chuck's reaction. Boy, I started spinning, playing with my prop over here, and like completely squirreled out.
Wow.
Yes, I was wondering what was going on there.
So I was gonna. Ow! Sharp.
Mid-sentence squirrel.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
It's called multi-focus. That I'm doing it at the same time.
Don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Totally.
Multitask, multi-focus. You know what I mean.
I hold a steering wheel for a living. Come on.
I do one thing at a time.
Squirrel.
Exactly.
Yes, I can change frequencies quickly, but one thing at a time.
The funny part is my job. There's actually one of the ladies that works in the data center actually has a stuffed squirrel. It's creepy as shit. And like it's kind of like the the squirrel award. Like if you're like super like having a day where you can't concentrate on shit, she'll walk by and just drop that shit on your desk. And it's creepy as hell. It's got like a nut in its hand, and it's like, oh, that's just wrong.
All right. We got people asking for a link to this video, so I'm out for it right now. Give me a second.
Oh, okay. I'll do this. I'll search.
What you should do, Joe, is take your voodoo doll head.
Oh, yes.
Put it in front of the squirrel and take a picture or something.
You mean Jeffrey?
Yes.
He's named it.
Jeffrey. Yes, Jeffrey is my
That'd be a great picture together. Sorry.
All right. Here we go.
Found it?
I did. I didn't realize it was War of GP.
Okay. I was trying to remember who did it.
Whoever dealt it, smelt it.
Oh, I've been farting the whole stream. I don't know what you're talking about.
Here you go. Now, I don't know if that has full speed, but if you guys follow to that link, that's a slow-mo one just so you can take it all in.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Is that Chuck's version of hotboxing right there?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm a buttercup you the first time I meet you.
My dog's named Buttercup.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Do you know what buttercupping is? At least
no, it sounds great.
It's when you fucking fart in your hand and cup it and then let it go right in their face. It totally works.
Oh, shit. That has a name? I do that to my kids every chance I get.
I always called that cupping.
Yeah, buttercupping.
Okay, I like it.
I just thought it was sharing.
Hey, yeah, sharing. Hey, Matt, remember? Josh, you weren't there when we did that to Matt to the cookie cup or the sealed cookie cup, right? To the director. Yeah, he had this glass jar that had like a silicone seal on it, and he would do shit like walk in your office, stand next to your desk, fart, and then roll. So we went into his office and farted in his sealed cookie cup and left it on his desk. And like 2-3 hours later, he opened it up. He's like, "Oh dear God!" Woo!
That's impressive,
right?
Yeah,
I didn't think it was
that.
Yeah.
If somebody got up from their desk to do something when Netflix was actually DVD by mail and ordered like 20 copies of Brokeback Mountain and every other fucking gay thing you could find and happily paid the money incurred.
Yes, they did it to me while I was on my honeymoon. I got home and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You air dumped his cookies. Yes.
Oh man.
Hey, but the worst is when you try and pull off a buttercup and you don't move your hand fast enough, and it just whips right in your own face. Oh, dude.
There is a technique to it. You got to have just a little bit of room, but it can't be so tight that you close your air pocket.
Well, you got to keep that forward motion going too.
So someone should put that on a T-shirt. By the way, I air dumped your. I air dumped your. Because that would just raise questions like you wouldn't believe. Like,
we got to find a maneuver that'll be the trick name. Air dumped cookies.
I don't know what the fuck that would be.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something.
That'll be my 30-inch with the Great Dane attached to it.
Hey, you know what? When you dive a stack, that's air dumped cookies.
There you go.
Yeah, but does it involve the backwards exit?
Nah, you just got to go down the middle. That's all. You can do anything you want in between point A and exit, but you must go through point A and exit.
Hot dogs like upper decking is awesome.
I know, this is such a beautiful conversation.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah. He's gonna have to explain what upper decking is. I don't know what that is.
You don't know what upper decking is?
Nope.
Oh, that's when you shit in the bowl of somebody's toilet. You don't shit in the toilet, you shit in the bowl. You've never done that?
Yeah, I've done it. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Oh, hot dog, you are so metal tonight.
Oh yeah, that's the gift that keeps on giving. No matter how many times I flush, that smell will not go away.
No, but I use the residual as target practice for pissing later, though. No one's disagreeing. We all do it.
I'm fucking dying.
I'm still saying the ultimate, and this one's for Chuck because I doubt he would be able to do it because of his profession. But my still favorite was doing a drive-by mooning. You get a car with automatic transmission, you put it in cruise control, you drop trowel, stand up on the seat, and shove your ass out the seat while you're driving by.
Challenge accepted.
I've done that as a passenger.
My truck, unfortunately, is an automatic.
I didn't know either in trucks.
Actually, all the new ones are being made automatic. It's manual transmissions going away.
And that also means that Chuck's not a real truck driver.
Oh,
bite me! Where's your truck, homie?
Shot.
I want to see you fucking back in a figure eight now.
I work for Swift. What's up now?
You see that Snap-on? I wrench on them for a living. So,
what's that got to do with backing up in a figure eight?
Hey, come on! Somebody can fix the plane. Don't mean they can fly it. Trust me, I know that one from personal experience.
Yeah, this is just escalating in chat, and it's all coming from the wieners.
The wieners, the hot dog.
He's up there instigating shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like, you know, as if upper decking wasn't already hitting a great spot. Now he's on to lumberjacking. You guys don't know what that is. That's shitting and jerking off at the same time.
Is that what lumberjacking is?
Yeah.
I just called it a good time.
Yeah. It takes too much concentration.
Come on, Josh. You got to admit the best one my favorite one you ever told me was whenever you were talking to your kid about being in the shower, and then you escalated a little bit just to get the reaction from her.
Waffle stomping.
Waffle.
When you have to shit in the shower, so you just let it go and stomp it down the drain.
I've done that once or twice. That's a bad idea.
I love you, Dave.
Your other alternative is you just shit in your hand and throw it into the toilet.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, my kid's face when I said that, even my wife was like, what's wrong?
To me, that was gold. I could just imagine the look on your wife's face like,
dude, it was total disgust. She was like, who are you? And of course, I'm dying. I can't breathe. My eyes are puffy.
Oh, God.
Well, because my youngest was like, when Brady came home from work, she was like, Dad said he poops his head, throws it in the toilet.
Was it Reaper X said the stream is taking a dark web turn?
Yeah, I'm with Reaper on this one.
Yeah, all right. Bringing it back.
Hold on, one more. The Blumpkin classic.
Oh, well.
I can't be the girl that'll give me that. I would love that though.
I don't know what the Blumpkin is, but I know what the frosted donut is.
No, dude, Blumpkin is when you're getting a blowjob while you're taking a shit.
Oh no, the frosted donut's where you snort cocaine off a hooker's asshole. The powdered donut.
Everything just shut down.
That was the line. You crossed it.
The things that make you think.
Guys, Hot Dog said Blumpkin, aka the Hot Carol. Who is
Hot Carol.
Coral.
I know what Hot Dog's doing tonight. I feel sorry for your lady, bro.
Ben, you better go. Stephanie wants to gamble. Go.
Yeah, I tried to get him in chat. He was like, nah, we're going to the casino soon.
Yeah, he told me the same thing.
It was like a half hour ago.
Fuck. Win or lose everything, brother.
Hey Josh, you know the on your way down here on 13 on the right hand side as you passed got off the bypass around Salisbury, there was that farm on the right hand side with the silo. You saw that one with all the farm equipment?
I did. I
found out who the owner is. I'm gonna try and go talk to him and see if we can run his property because he's got those the old greenhouses out there, the silos, all the farm equipment.
Yeah.
Get permission to go run on his property, by the way.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing the same thing at a few spots up our way as well, just trying to figure out who owns it, especially if it looks like it's not heavily used.
Yeah.
I've already approached one golf course, and he was like, pfft.
Which golf course?
Shit, Jonathan's Landing. I mean, it's a newer golf course, but so it's not settled in like Garrison's Lake up in Smyrna, but.
Don't you know it's easier to ask for permission or ask for forgiveness than permission?
Yeah, well, so this one I asked because it's not really a great spot anyway. It's not old, so, you know, they don't have those, like, humongous trees and shit. Now, we got one a little bit further north. That one is totally going to be just, you know, a hit it and quit it just because.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help. I know somebody that lives there. So this is just going to end poorly for everybody.
Hey. Well, no, they're Maryland State police officers. I don't think they're going to let us they live right off the edge of a golf course. I highly doubt they're going to let us romp off their property. Never mind.
Shit, I do what I want.
Do what I want. Well, the husband flies the Apaches for the National Guard, and the wife is a Maryland State police officer. So. Yeah,
well, I can fly below 400 feet, so there.
Well, I just did her a favor and sold her a $4,000 bicycle, so. Hopefully she'll reciprocate. Yeah,
we'll figure something out. We're you know, I'm planning a trip to meet up with Chuck somewhere for a weekend. The three amigos, Chris Justice and Eric and they're throwing around the idea of a weekend trip. So I haven't seen you since we were talking about that, and we're talking about making that like go somewhere Friday night and just get there all day Saturday, maybe part of the day Sunday, and then come home. And so I'm trying to figure out a route for that. And then I'd like to get up and see Gravy this year too. Just because there's a few guys up in that area.
Oh, do the 4th of July. They're doing the tea party at Gravy's house, 4th of July weekend.
Flight footage at fireworks. Someone's got to do it this year.
Everybody does it every year.
Yeah. I know. I just want to strap Roman candles to my quad and shoot people.
I don't think I've seen that done yet.
It's mine. You can fuck off.
Like I said, I got those 3-inch mortars, Chuck.
I'll see about getting the Bando Basher together for that one.
Hey, Chuck, if I had a second quad, then I'd offer a shootout, but I only have one flyer right now.
Yeah, by the time 4th of July comes, you should have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
What's wrong, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? No.
Look, I see a boat that needs a few more props, and she should be airborne.
Right?
I got mad props.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about my props.
You keep your props to yourself.
I got my bag of props.
It's no proppy, but I've got a chest. Yeah, so my chest is probably rivaling your bag.
I've run out of space in my bag.
So when we talk about props, this is actually an RC boat prop that I have right here for that
Put that
boat.
shit in your quad, bro.
I was going to say a couple more of those.
Yeah, put that shit on a 2-inch and send it.
Formal
Do
coat
it.
it, and then make it a submersible. That's all I got.
That prop weighs more than an entire 2-inch would.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
I used to build actual offshore racing boats, and we used to play with some of those props, and some of those like high-end race props are like just retarded. I'm done with the boat stuff.
Well, I just put the prop roughly on this Valorium frame with Mr. Steel Motors. So here you guys go.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
So do you have like a kayak or something to go get it when it like dies?
Actually, I have a recovery boat up in my closet right now with the tennis ball.
So I used to see tennis ball on a fishing line. They would just throw it and then reel it in.
Well,
With the
my dad got in trouble one time because he sunk a dude's boat with a BB gun. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
No. He got his ass.
That's like shooting a quad out of the sky with a shotgun. I'd be pissed
one
too.
day. Dude, I got my Gen 1 quad, the first one I ever had, and I stripped the frame out of it, used it for upgraded all the parts, but it's getting rebuilt, and we're going to have a shotgun day one day. Just saying. Because it'd be like ultimate skeet.
That'll be fun for 5 seconds.
I don't know. I'll put that 45 or was it 60-degree angle Josh had on his and see how that works. Catch me now.
So I'm curious if one of the quads would run a big 6S battery.
I've got 50.
They'll run it, just not very long.
Because
Well,
here's a 3S and a 6S next to each other.
I've got 6S 5500s.
Yeah.
That's a heavy freaking battery.
It's for the monster build that I'm working on.
Like an X class or something.
Oh, X Plus.
Yeah,
Bro,
it's a triple
His
X.
motors are twice what the X-Class motors are. These things are fucking huge. They're like this cup of coffee.
Yeah, no, we were talking about it last time. I remember.
What, we putting like scooter motors on the freaking X-Class Plus? Oh, God.
They're
Yes.
bigger than scooter motors.
The ones I'm looking at are 30-inch props.
Holy.
He's basically going to ride it to wherever we're meeting up and then fly it.
I'm going to airlift my dog.
That's
That'd be
a lot of
hilarious. That'd be freaking hilarious.
I think it's the U15s. The motors that Josh saw were the original ones that they had 100 amp they're for giant scale aircraft, and they're there's 164 kV motors, and they run 100 amp ESCs with 6S 5500s. But the new ones I'm looking at, I think, are the U18s by T Motor, and those are push a 30-inch prop with a lower amperage ESC, only it's like a 60 or 80 inch.
The hell?
Read Reaper's last statement on chat.
I've already read it. That's why I'm doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, Raincloud wants to see that motor, bro.
Hold on. I'll get you the 146 kV motor. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
146. We're down 3 digits. Prop that shit. God.
Too much math for
I'm
me
still
right
trying
now.
to get into something bigger. Like, I keep throwing around the idea of a 7-inch because all my hardware is 6S ready. Of course, that has nothing to do with anything. Sorry, I don't even know where the hell I was going with that. But I've got enough stuff that if I just get a frame, I can put a 7-inch together.
I didn't like the 7-inch I made. I ended up going back to 5. I did not.
Yeah. 6-inch, I think, is very doable, but 7, I don't know.
I mean, not unless your goal is long range. Then 7 is great because you can put bigger props on there. You drop the KV down, and you could just kind of like glide.
And that's exactly what I'm interested in.
Okay.
Not trying to set any records or anything, but just long distance for me. I mean, if I get 2 miles, Hell, if I get a mile, I can get a mile on this now that I've got Crossfire, no problem.
Yeah.
But, you know, a mile out, a mile back, and it's to a point where I probably don't want to run that again on my existing batteries. I would love to have a 7-inch that could just stay in the air for 15 minutes.
See, I had a 7-inch that I put an 1800 4S on there, and I went 2 miles out, 1 mile back. It's just a straight line. That's what the battery took.
Yeah.
And then you had a mile to walk to go get it.
No, I drove it.
So, give you a scale. These are the F4s for the 1700 kV motors, or what I'm currently running on my 7-inch, and that is 146 kV.
Holy crap! I could put that in my boat.
No, you could actually put this on a airplane with a 60 plus wingspan and be in acro mode, up to 22 pounds.
Okay. I just sold a 40 series airplane motor to somebody.
That's the entire. So it's bigger than it's bigger than most of my 7-inch. So, but that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that come together.
Or to kill somebody. There's no way around that.
I'm good either way.
Chuck's like, as long as you YouTube it, I don't care.
Yeah. If you forget to hit record, I'm punching you in the junk.
I'll be taking line shots from everybody who walks up. Next.
Yeah.
I'll be
At
alone.
the very least, DVR that shit.
Yeah. And that's
To
why
DVR it, have your freaking DSLR set up on a tripod, multiple angles, all of it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I'll just bring my Mavic. We'll get some panning shots with it.
But that thing will eat your Mavic.
I won't go near it. I'll just, I'll look at it.
Sacrifice.
That's the part that scares me about it, to be honest with you. And I was actually talking to my buddy who did drones for the military about remote arming and remote power connection, because I'm seriously scared at that amount of power of being anywhere near it while plugging batteries in. I mean, because the amount of power that's going to pull. I mean, you're not talking about losing a finger. You're talking about, losing an arm. So
Bulletproof glass.
Yeah. I would just tie it down and definitely props off the first couple times.
Oh yeah. Well, I did I have a hexcopter with 10-inch blades on it. And I was telling Josh this, I actually had the opposite problem. I literally was having to strap batteries to it that I wasn't using to keep it on the ground to spin it up with props, because I couldn't keep it on the ground. Even lowest throttle for basic spin up, it would try and flip out.
Really?
So, yeah. So it was like, okay, I'm going to have to add weight, because I was trying to fly it with for do short flights, like with my 1500 milliamp 6S batteries on it. And I would go to power it on and it would be like, whoop, fuck you, I'm out. And I'd have to kill it. And so I ended up having to add weight to keep it from just going gonzo, bye. So it'll be fun. It'll be interesting. So
I fully encourage this behavior.
yes.
And no helmets, because we don't want anybody to walk away from this maimed. You're probably better off just to die.
Yes. Well, if the carbon props themselves scare the crap out of me. I mean, I honestly think probably it will scare me more than my helicopters did, in all honesty.
Oh, yeah, the Maiden is going to be terrifying just on anxiety alone.
Yeah, exactly. So
I can't wait to hear that low. Whoa.
yeah.
Dude, that thing's going to sound like a freaking Cessna.
Yeah. And then when you go full throttle, it's like, whoa. 280 miles an hour. Whoa.
Remind me of that giant quad that Flight Test did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy says it's jackass for FPV pilots.
Yeah, right. Reaper is saying that a 7-inch will stay up for more than 3 minutes. It'll stay up for far longer than 3 minutes.
It all depends on how you're flying and how the build is.
This one, Josh was flying.
That
And
was sexual innuendo. He said a 7-inch that'll stay up for more than 3 minutes. Of course, I'm thinking, don't tell my wife.
3.5 for a minute and a half, whatever.
Yeah, the trick is to not stick it in right away.
I thought it was only I thought it was only 30 seconds.
That's what you stick it in.
I love the tone of his voice when he said that. That was just, that's when you stick it in.
Matter of fact.
I'm a Reaper and is collecting souls. Okay. It was definitely a sexual innuendo. Okay, gotcha, Reaper. But no, Josh had fun with this 7-inch. He got to fly that one last time we were out.
It was fun. I mean, I've never flown anything that big, and I know, right? But it was an interesting experience for a few reasons. One, flying a 7-inch is nothing like flying a 5-inch in that it was so floaty. You know, with a 5-inch, you can toss it, cut the throttle, just dump it, and it'll have a little bit of carry and, like a nice arc and everything. With that, you cut the throttle, and the second you change position a little, the blades were just like, or the props were just like sails, and they just stopped the quad dead in its tracks.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I don't know if it was just out of balance props or if it was a tune, but the amount of vibration that thing had was eye-opening too.
It's stock tune, so there's no tune on it. It's all stock settings, with the exception of the roll rates. So.
Well, even when I was flying my 6-inch, it took me probably 2 months to get the vibrations out of my footage. And I tried every trick in the book, and I finally figured out that screwing with the TPA just cleared everything up right away.
I'm sorry, can you convert that to Betaflight?
It isn't TPA. Yeah.
I'm joking. I just because Chuck's a Kiss guy, I've got to say that when he starts talking tunes.
Oh, man.
I've never ran KISS, so I don't know what TPU, TPA, whatever the heck it is.
God damn, that's deep.
I'm questioning myself, so I'm plugging in a quad right now.
Make sure the props are on.
Yeah.
They are.
On, arm.
Sweet.
No battery, though. I just want to go into the settings.
Huh.
Jeremy's all up Preston's asshole right now.
Yeah, I'm questioning my friendship with Jeremy.
Seriously.
Who's that, Reaper?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there is TPA.
Of course there is.
And TPA breakpoint. I never fuck with it. So whatever that is, it's what it is.
It relaxes the PIDs when you're at 0 and full throttle.
Yeah, it's throttle PID attenuation. It basically dynamically changes the PID tune based on the amount of throttle being applied. The more throttle, the lower the PIDs.
Understood. I have a question. Maybe you know the answer to. So I had an issue where when I was throttling, and if you can see this, it would throttle and it would go, wah, always to one front corner on both my quads with this new 3.5.5 Betaflight firmware.
I would immediately say it's either your motor or an ESC.
I mean, it sounds like hardware to me.
Going bad.
Yeah, but the reason I don't think it's that is because it's the same across 2 different quads.
I'm going to recommend something. Have you flown Betaflight 4 yet?
No, I don't know where to get it.
Really?
It's not on my configurator.
Yeah, it is. When you go to, if you pull up your configurator and go to the Flash Firmware whatever tab.
I'm there right now.
Yep, you have to change to unstable releases or whatever it is. Hold on.
Yep, it's not there. 3.5.5 is all I see.
Maybe
give it.
Yeah, maybe have to update his version of Betaflight. Do you have the latest version of Betaflight?
Yeah, what version of Betaflight configurator are you running?
I don't know. 10.4.
Should be fine.
Yeah. Maybe it's that flight controller. Maybe they haven't released anything for that flight controller yet.
Oh, there it is. I have to change it to development. It's not even a release candidate.
No, it's not. But look, let me tell you. So normally I'm not one of these guys that's going out, trying to find the latest and greatest and just throw it on. But I decided to give it a shot a couple weeks ago based on the fact that the Betaflight devs said they were pushing till April so that they could tie out some of the features. And their stance was that nothing in the core of the flight software is changing. They're just tying out some of the features that they want in it in the release.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided, well, you know what? Then I'm not waiting. I'm going to give it a shot. Put Betaflight 4 on that quad.
I'm doing it right now.
I went out and just to see what happened, because I did this with Betaflight 3.1, 3.2, 3.5, right? I went out, flew stock PIDs, and immediately the quad's showing its ass. Like, it's letting me know that I've got to spend a little bit of time putting some tune on it, right? Betaflight 4, I have not touched my PIDs. Actually, I lie. I turned up my roll D just a little bit. But the biggest thing I did was I set some filter settings on it from UAV Tech. And this thing is flying phenomenally.
What are those filter settings?
I will send them to you.
Please. Yeah, because I wasn't happy with that at all. I was really discouraged because I was running 3.4.1 before, and it was running fine.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got a good tune on it then.
Well, it's just stock. Whatever the stock PIDs with these new filters since the Kelman filter came out, I haven't really had to mess with any of the stock PIDs. In fact, I'm still flabbergasted that D is always at 0, or the D for yaw is always at 0. There's no derivative.
Yeah. Well, but yeah, you don't need it for yaw, really.
No, and I understand that too, but it's still like up in, what was it? It was 3.4.1 or .2 that changed it to 0. They've always had like 22 or 27 as a value there.
Right. But it was always a little bit mushy. What people were doing was they were jacking up the P's on yaw to get it to respond a little snappier. Well, part of how they fixed that was just remove the D from yaw. It just doesn't have enough authority to worry about.
Yeah.
And you couple that with feed forward, so now even the P's aren't that high, and what they're doing is jacking up the feed forward just out of the box on yaw. And yaw, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't need any tuning.
No, I've never had to tune yaw. It's always been roll and pitch.
Just fly KISS. You don't have to worry about any of that shit.
Well, when I break electronics to a point, I will.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I give those a shot. And like I said, those are highly generic, okay? So UAV Tech pretty much said, well, he outlined the process to figure out what those are. And I followed them on my quad, and I came to the conclusion that all he did was shoot a little bit high. On 2 of my quads, I've tried this. And I've looked at the logs to analyze the vibrations and all, and this is pretty much across the board. So just throw those on there, and you should notice an immediate improvement between the core changes in 4 and those filter settings. And if you want to see the difference, fly it without those filters set and then put the filters on, and you'll see it's just cleaning up a little bit of prop wash and all.
Okay, Double A is asking what version you're talking about.
Betaflight 4.
4, okay.
Whatever the nightly is.
Currently, it's February 6th.
Yeah. They generally put out 2 releases a day, so.
I have to go through and set all my rates.
Yeah.
See, I use pretty much the same flight controller, my same F7 flight controller on almost everything I have. So for me, it's like, oh, set, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Just pump them out.
I stopped doing that when I started having spazzes.
Spazzes?
Yeah, every now and then a dump doesn't work as well as you want it to. I don't know why. It does.
Well, the dump has a bad habit of retaining some of the settings from prior versions that Betaflight has changed. So
Maybe
if you're doing a dump and putting it back in, you're perpetuating problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a dump is only good if you stay on the same firmware.
Now, what you can do if you are just privy to it at all is you can go in that dump and grab your rates, grab your feature settings, grab, even your serial port setups, things like that, or your UART setups.
You're talking about copying out of the CLI, right?
That stuff, you're golden.
Oh, that's what I do. I copy out of the CLI and just copy or paste it right back in, and that's...
Yeah, but that's bringing all the extra shit, too.
No. Actually putting in a text file, pulling out all the stuff that isn't mine, and only doing my rates and stuff, and just copying this straight into every one of them.
Gotcha.
I'm not taking all of it because some of that crap.
Because something else you should do, and I never realized this until very recently when somebody made a video about it. After you flash your firmware, you should go into that first tab and hit reset settings or factory reset or whatever the button is, and like smack that a couple times, save and reboot. Because even though you tell it to do a full chip erase, it's been proven that it doesn't always.
I think we're boring Chuck. He's smoking a cigarette like a French girl.
Well, at least this is FPV related, unlike the hot boxing.
That's just a good point. It's true.
If my vape was charged like Dave's over here, I'd be doing the same thing with Chuck, but my battery's dead.
Yeah. I have 6 on rotation, homie.
Hey, can't you use one of your iPolys to charge your run your vape?
You could if I had the right mod, but I only have a basic one that I can just charge with a regular phone charger, so I can't really change out the battery right now.
You can't take your battery out?
No, internal battery, so I can just charge it like my phone.
Oh, and that probably takes days to do, too.
Nope.
Well,
I'm only... Sorry.
Well, does it take the fast charge, like the 9-volt that the like the Samsung fast chargers, where they're not actually pushing 5-volt through USB?
Yeah,
it's 5 volts, but it's like 0.5 amps.
You need a 6S vape.
Damn right. The 5500 amp, the milliamp, 5000 milliamp one. There you go.
Does this sound good?
Exactly. I usually yell fire in the hole every time I plug in one of my 6S's because it's either going to run or catch on fire. That's pretty much how it works.
That
JDS Quads wants to buy subs, so if anybody wants to be bought, head on over to his channel for a free quad.
Wants to what? What?
He wants to buy subs. He wants to pay people a quad to go sub him.
Is sub some sort of
He knows I'm right. Please buy my attention, or let me buy your attention.
What's up, Westside? I've actually heard a lot about you from AA on.
Chris Steele's in the comments. Sorry.
Westside.
What's up, Westside? That guy is a cool cat.
So I hear.
Where's Westside from?
Grand Junction.
It's a hell of a place to be from.
Yeah, that fucker's got all the gold spots to fly. That's why I always make the 4-hour drive through the Rockies to go visit him when I'm in Denver. Although I can't go this time because the 70s closed. They had a mudslide. I'm not driving around.
Settle down, JDS. I'm just fucking with you.
No, I'm trying to get my company to. They're opening up in a couple of new facilities, and I'm trying to convince them that they need a security audit in the location so I can go do some stuff. It's hard.
Michael, how long have you been flying? You said
since October of last year.
Yeah. Okay. What's your coolest spot that you've flown?
Recently was near. Well, some of you guys obviously don't live around here. I was near a college that had a baseball field and a high school next to it with a football field and all that, which was probably close to my last footage, which was part 1 and part 2.
Where's here for you?
Illinois. Sorry.
Okay. Illinois. I have friends in Illinois.
Well, guys,
what college was it?
Oh, what's that?
I was saying, what college was it?
Scott Community, I believe.
Right on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm thinking I'm going to shut this thing down here real soon. I'm starting to get a case of the tired's, but Dave, I'd be interested to hear, one, if that resolves any of your problem just going to 4, because if that's the case, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Trust me, I'll fucking let you know immediately.
But I'm curious what you feel about how it flies, too. I was very, very surprised, especially between 3, 5, and 4, how much better 4 flew.
You're not the first person to say go to 4. You're just the one that helped me find it.
Yeah, it the biggest thing they're doing, and UAV Tech is really the one uncovering this, is they're really honing in the filters. What we're finding is that there's a lot of the parts of the software that are rock solid that do exactly what they're supposed to do, but getting those extra vibrations out of the gyro are where the big payoff is.
Yeah, I agree. I think pit tuning it's kind of gone where it can go. I think the rest is going to be filter tuning from here on out.
Yeah. And I mean, if you are really trying to tweak, then obviously the PIDs, you can truly dial it in, but it's not necessary anymore. You couple that with feed forward and set point weight, and that changes your stick feel.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, what's your charging rig that you got behind you? I think that was one of the ones I was looking at.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
This guy right here?
That guy.
That's the Venom Pro, the 4-port 7-amp.
I have known many people who have that charging rig and are very happy with it.
Yeah, it's decent for a home charger. I have the ISDD charger for my car, though. That thing is fucking legit. Just plug that into your car battery, and you could charge 12 amps.
Well, my reason is because since I run 4S, 5S, and 6S, it ends up kind of being a pain in the ass to run all the different configs, running a bunch of parallel boards at the same time. If with the 4-port one, you'd be able to do each one of them.
I was actually going to bring that up when they were talking about it, Drone Obsessed, Drone Mesh and all them doing the AI instead of PIDs.
Someone did a video on that. Josh commented on it.
It's Drone Mesh FC or something like that.
I think the proof of concept is it's just nice that it's there. But it's like Joshua Bardwell said in my post, it's far from where it needs to be.
The big thing with AI, if anybody's ever dabbled in it, is it involves learning. And what that means is hours and hours of this program just running simulations over and over and over. And the part that always gets me is you can take it and run it through these scenarios and then reboot it, make it forget everything it's learned and do it again and get a completely different outcome.
Well, it depends on how you have the AI set.
It is.
You're talking about just a generic version of AI.
I'm dumbing it way down.
Yeah, and you can make AI smarter by only focus on these derivatives, only operate within these parameters of those derivatives, and remember what you did last.
Yep.
See, and that's where the concern. I know because since I've been looking at the larger quad stuff, most of that stuff at this point is agricultural equipment. You know what I mean? So you're not going to do anything until it's rock ass solid. So that all the AI stuff that they've been talking about, basically, these guys have hundreds of thousands of dollars wrapped up in their equipment. They're like, I ain't touching this shit until it's dead nuts on. So I'm by no means is my stuff that expensive, but I still at the same time don't like taking the control out of my hands. Period.
Not a Tesla fan, huh?
Oh God, no. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm weird. I am weird.
No, it's not you. It's just what you're accustomed to. You grew up having to be your own PID tuner or your own AI. It'll be different when the new generation comes in and they already have that as a crutch.
Well, I always joke with people that go from flying DJI to quads is that they're like, "Oh, I fly great," and I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah, exactly. Let's get rid of all the assisters.
Exactly, and then I throw them on one of my quads, and then all of a sudden, they can't hover, and I'm like, now you realize how much this does for you. You think your skills are here, but you're right here.
Yeah.
So
you're there.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's my first question when they ask, well, I fly quads, and I go, oh, really? What happens when you take your hands off the stick? Oh, it just hovers. I'm like, then you're not flying.
Yeah. What happens when you fly too far away? It comes back.
Yeah. Exactly. No. So.
Yeah, which is great.
I mean, Blizzard I had, that thing knew no boundaries. She just went.
Exactly. I mean, which I like. I have that saved a few quads where I'm like, oh fuck, I just lost everything. Well, I hope to hear it soon. And then, like 2 minutes later, you hear the hum coming. You're like, "Yay, it worked!"
My favorite was when I saw a dude actually bypass the GPS lock and then it lost signal and then slammed itself in the side of his garage. It was gold.
Awesome.
I mean, it was one of the big camera rigs, the big GGI, like freaking $20,000 rigs.
Oh, nice.
And he was showing off and hovering right in front of his garage, and everybody's like walking around taking photos of it. He's like, "Yeah, this thing is awesome." He turns to talk to somebody, and his buddy pulls out his phone and either gets a phone call between him and the quad, and the thing immediately just is like, "F you, going back to California." Smack! That thing exploded. Oh, it was magical.
It must have been using the R9 system.
Was that made by Tesla?
No.
Definitely not.
I think my favorite drone crash was the one where that chick is flying that Inspire on the boat and she's trying to land it, and it clips one of those things and then it goes dunk on the rail and then boom, gone. $2,000, bottom of the ocean. And she's all pissed at her boyfriend like it was his fault.
First of all, my ass would have been over the side of that boat about the time I saw that thing hit the whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Before it splashed, I'd have been underneath it trying to catch it.
Peace out, guys. Come back.
Yeah. I hope there isn't a shark there because I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
See, I love it. I to me, whenever I'm like pissed off at work or I'm depressed, I immediately start pulling up YouTube DJI fails because it just makes me laugh. You know, I don't know what it is. It makes me feel better on the inside.
Have you seen the FPV videos are starting to make their way into those little those montage clips where you'll see like just a random FPV guy? You're like, "Oh, who is that?" And he doesn't do anything. He just like he clips some scraggle and gets stuck. And I'm like, "Yeah, that happens to us all. What's the special?" And they go to the next one. I'm like, "Oh, that was it. That was the crash." Fucking, you guys don't know what crashes are.
Did wait, who had the video where the with it hitting the road sign where he's like it just like dong.
That's at the beginning of every noob crew episode.
Yeah, but who was it that did that video?
That's Aaron Icky Leslie when he was a noob.
That makes me giggle every time.
And it will be in the intro forever.
Forever.
That is iconic.
Dig up that video. He was really getting the hang of the quad, and he was just mastering power loops.
Yep.
And he decided that he was going to take a power loop from the middle of the football field over to the sign.
Mm-hmm.
And he did power loop the sign, but he also power looped into the sign.
Yes.
And with the camera angle and everything, it is this perfect, glorious event.
Yeah, Reaper put it. Like it made a glorious sound.
It is. It is so satisfying. It's so satisfying. It's like bubble wrap. Satisfying. Oh.
It's like Blumpkin satisfying.
Yeah.
Watching him grow up in FPV, so to speak, was so much fun, and he moved so fast at times. And then he went and bitched out on it. And now, yeah, I was going to say, now he's coming back. I'm really looking forward to him bringing a refreshing attitude to it.
I've been trying to get him in chat, but no,
he's too good for us.
What, do you take a break and just decide to get out of it, or what was the?
He wasn't having fun with it, is the long and short. He kind of had some expectations, and he was playing, wanted to keep up with Jones a little bit too. Mm-hmm. And he was just frustrated at other people's opportunities that he didn't have.
Because of his location.
And it became a competition, and it became not fun, so he just took a break.
Well, I'm Josh, you know me. I'm always been of the mentality, if it's not fun, I won't do it. And that comes from everything for me. I mean, work, you name it. If I'm not having fun anymore, deuces.
Well, he never truly went away. He was actually doing commercials and photo shoots for JamFan and several other companies.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but he just got out of the public eye. He wasn't doing anything personal publicly.
See, and Westside said he has no friends, FPV friends near him. I mean, it sounds bad, but start proselytizing, man. Go up places, carry a spare set of goggles. Go to, you start showing to people. People are like, ooh, You know,
he lives in the sticks of Alabama. That's not as easy as it sounds.
Oh, okay. Well,
that is a good point too. Sulphur, Louisiana is
sticks.
Really?
Yeah, it's not near anything big. So for a few hours.
It's the twigs on the end of the sticks.
Yeah, he did try to get people into it and see if he could stir up, but nobody would just fully take the bait, so to speak.
Although he does have a couple really cool parks over there.
Yeah,
but apparently they're always populated, so it's just kind of fucked.
Man, so it's not like where my wife says where I live is like if the world needed an enema, this is where they put the hose. Is it not that bad?
West Side, I totally agree. The entire reason I do any of this, now that I'm beyond the whole, this is really cool and I need to do it, is for the social aspect. I'll go out and fly packs alone, but usually it won't go past 5 or 6, or if I'm trying to practice, some new maneuvers or something. But what I really look forward to is chilling with my homies.
Oh, we have fun when we go out, man. I burn more packs when I'm out with you guys flying than I do ever by myself because, 4 or 5 packs in and I'm like, okay, I got to go do something else.
And I burn far less. I'll sit there and be like, yeah, I'm actually going to fly a lot today. And I'll charge 20 packs and fly 6 or 7 of them because I'm too busy running my jaw.
It's also time to get out of the house and have guy time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Yeah, for Dave? You always bring your chick with you.
Oh, she doesn't go with me to any of those things.
Oh, I'm fucking with you.
I wish.
I let my wife put my quad in the backyard, and it took out a pair. She took a chip out of the stairs. So.
My girlfriend has no interest in even wanting to fly one.
Really?
No, she gets motion sickness really easily.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like when she watches my videos, she's like, okay, talking, yay, flying, skip, oh, talking, yay, flying. Yeah, she doesn't watch any of the flying. She's gotten better over the years, but for the most part, she just can't watch that stuff. Whatever. I can't get mad at her for that.
My favorite thing is to strap a set of goggles on like a little kid and
oh, yeah.
Fly and watch them just fall over. It's glorious.
I've had a cop fall over once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was flying. Oh, this is when I was a noob still. And the cop rolled up at me and I was like, hey, he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm flying my drone. He was like, hey, is that one of those race drones I see on ESPN? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. He was like, how do you do that? I'm like, you want to watch? And he was like, yeah. So I gave him my, spare goggles and then I put them on. And he's standing up like this, like right in the middle of the road. And I'm like, hey, man, you might want to lean against your car or something. He was like, what? I'm like, you might want to lean against your car. You may fall over. And he was like, whatever. Okay. I'm like, all right, fine. Fuck it. Goggled up and punch out like you always do. Do some crazy ass barrel rolls back down. Fucking loop. Next thing you know, I hear I fly back over to me and I see the cop getting back up. And I'm like, you all right? He's like, yeah, I see what you mean though.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was really cool.
My favorite way to do it is like you get them to stand, like let's say they're standing where the camera is, and I'll do something crazy and come in sideways and literally like crab sideways across so I can watch them. Because the longer you're doing it, the more they lean, and usually you get about halfway through, they fall over. It's like, and the setup and the fall.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Most people listen to me when I'm like, hey, you might want to like sit down or lean against that tree or something. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But that cop was arrogant, like some are, and I took great pleasure in making him fall.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Even though he turned out to be a nice guy. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't a dick. I was just like, all right, you're cocky, you little fuck. Let's play.
Game on.
Yeah, I would have set up a GoPro on a tripod or something in front of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cops and security that we've met have been the most fun of anybody because they're usually the ones that come up and you can see the apprehension on their face. They're like, the fuck are you guys doing? Yeah. And we're like, we're playing with quads. You want to see? It's like, look at these goggles. And, put them on.
Okay, I think I have an FPV.
One person falling is enough to where you're like, yeah, that was funny, but now I need to like warn people that.
I think we should have an FPV noob challenge when we all get together. We basically make like draw, put a spot on the ground, put somebody with goggles on, a spectator, not the pilot, because I don't want to be crack the quad. but put their goggles on and then tie their feet together. And then the objective is to see if you can get them to fall over. I think that would be a great challenge.
I'm too much of an ogre. People don't approach me.
Do you blame them?
Not really.
Chuck likes it that way. That's why he acts that way.
Hey, I got to split. The girlfriend's in Madagascar. We only have like 20-minute windows twice a day to talk, and right now is one of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Talk.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Thanks for having me on. It was great.
Nice meeting you.
Later on, Dave.
Bye.
Peace. Deuces. Madagascar, that's badass.
Right? I wanted to ask what the hell she's doing over there.
Yeah, right?
Business or pleasure.
Hey, Eric. Thanks for stopping in, homie.
E-drone, shirts off, motherfuckers.
I was just about to mention that too.
There it goes.
Shirt still tucked in. That didn't work.
Yeah.
All right, now everybody's leaving chat.
Shirts off after sundown.
Oh God.
Oh
Looks
God.
like it's on.
Rebel's like, and goodbye.
Yeah, Mike didn't know about all this.
Oh, I knew about it. I've watched this long.
Rebel, show me your nipples.
Don't make me.
Don't make me.
Don't make me.
Oh man. Yeah, knowing Eric, you said shirt's been off. Knowing Eric, the shirt's been off since he got home.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I accept the challenge.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, no, he's got two shirts on. That's you faked.
Nope.
Okay. I need to get some ink or something, man, because these scars are like starting to get on my
Give me a
nerves.
second. Let me get the video back up.
Oh God, Pearl's getting naked.
You see, I usually don't take my shirt off with the rest of the gents, but that's because I never wear pants during live streams. I'm already half naked.
He'll approach the truck and there he'll be naked. Better to have a shirt on and no pants than no clothes at all.
I drove across this entire country from California to South Carolina with no clothes on.
So, what are the rules with that, Chuck? Out of curiosity, as a truck driver, because technically it's your domicile, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're supposed to wear shoes.
Okay, so you had your shoes on to keep yourself.
No, I didn't. Hopefully, my bosses aren't watching. No.
So, but what's the? I mean, is that the rule? I mean, because I know with RVs they have to treat it as a domicile. They can't treat it as a vehicle. I didn't know.
No, commercial vehicles a little different. We basically give up our right to privacy.
Really?
They can search our sleeper anytime they want. And the sleeper and the front are actually legally considered two separate places.
Okay.
Unless you put your curtains up over the front windows, and then that extends your sleeper to the front.
Okay.
Legally.
I was wondering how that worked but they can still search it at any time, so it's not technically like a domicile where they have to get a warrant.
No, there's no warrant necessary. What was it?
Okay.
I gave up my Fifth Amendment right, or whatever. Not fifth, whatever it is.
Yeah, search and seizure.
Yeah.
All I heard was you need to start driving with the curtains drawn.
Well, yeah.
It's got cameras.
Right? Challenge.
FPV, dude.
I was like, God, if you can do FPV quad, you can fly. You can drive an FPV truck. I'm just saying.
That would be so brutal. Do you remember that? What's that show on Discovery Channel, Mythbusters?
Yeah.
Where they put the cow skid on front of the semi?
Yep.
That's exactly what it would look like.
Really? Actually, if you go back and watch, now that I do a lot more stuff with this FPV stuff, I go back and watch those old episodes, and I'm like, your shit's jacked. Like, how are you losing video that close? What is wrong with you? Why? Your pins are all jacked up. If you can't control a car, then you need to change your rates because something's screwed up. Then I started thinking back to the old days of flying the airplanes with the old analog stuff, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
So, Chuck, you have 3 out of 4. We're waiting on you. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's Burton forever. Oh.
So do I
Pretty
still
sure
need
I
to take
just saw a
my shirt off?
testicle.
Because I'll be so close to being actually completely naked if I take my shirt off. Do you really want
Let's take a look out back. Where's the lot lizard?
that? That bitch is tied up under the bunk.
He says they
That's
don't.
what I. Sorry. That's what I hear mumbling in the background, huh?
Yeah, their gag came out. I don't know.
E-Drone says, I've got a mystery quad problem. So what's up, man?
Don't keep it a mystery, bub.
Yeah, right?
Ladies, if the evening. I'm going to go with that.
I think he meant of the evening.
No, I'm going with the typo. Fuck off.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm going with it. Shut up. I felt like a lazy shit today, man. I got home. I was supposed to go to swim practice at like 8 o'clock. Got home. I was like, I'm going to sit on the couch here.
Man, I was fighting that just from being at work today. Well, the last couple days. And then driving, coming straight here. And I had about a half hour between getting here and getting everything running. When the show started, I was like, now a cup of coffee and a, Sonic large Coke later, I'm coming to life, because like 40 minutes ago, I was like, maybe I'm going to wrap this up. And then it hit. Now I'm having a great time.
Right? That's why I drink my coffee right before the stream. So by the time it's over, fucking bedtime.
Hey, I just found out one of my suppliers has a sale for, I didn't know this, but apparently I can buy 5-hour energy by the case. Dude, the markup on that shit is ridiculous.
Dude, don't drink that shit, bro. Jesus Christ. That's fucking battery acid.
I would only sell it to kids and, college students.
And Chuck, so we can have a little more adrenaline.
Oh, yeah, like I need more energy.
Well,
Hey, for those lot lizards.
Shoot, I tire those bitches out.
So he says he has a buddy has a UK 65 tiny brushless whoop. Oh, out of my league. Next. And he says apparently he's using a FR Sky X Lite, whatever that is. This is a Josh or Chuck or whoever flies tiny whoop stuff, because this one I'm out of.
That's Josh.
That's Josh. He likes working with small equipment. Is that what you said?
I'm a pro. I work
tweezers and magnifying glass.
I can give you 2 inches 4 times.
Everything looks bigger in Josh's tiny hands. I'm not speaking from experience. Just what Joe told me.
Hey. Office mate and mate are 2 different things. Just saying.
What happens in the office stays in the office.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I kind of do. Don't get me started on when I used to jerk off into the trash can.
Better than the cup holder, I guess. Social parasites. What?
He's talking about the hookers.
Oh, hookers. Yeah, no.
Flip over.
Eric, none of those things has anything to do with the other.
It will flip over in turtle mode. Y'all spin on the table.
But it won't take off.
Is it possible motors backwards?
Wouldn't that be awesome? It kind of like sucking itself to things. You could just like magnet mode.
It would just flip out though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't know if that's what he means by turtle mode. Then yaw split, flip over and turtle. I don't get it.
Well, and I think I get what he's saying is that it does have some functionality, but it doesn't seem to have the power to take off.
Okay. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, this is out of my realm of play. RC fun. It's like I hope my wife doesn't look over my shoulder. She'll be like, "What are you watching?"
Get the headphones on, quick!
Hi, how you doing?
Don't make me show you my underwear again.
Hello, Miss RC Fun. Would you like to have some fun? Props.
I'm really curious, Eric. I would check the motor direction and make sure. And this is I'm just throwing something out there. Make sure that the props are actually tight on the spindle. That the spindle's not spinning and the props aren't. Other than that, I couldn't tell you.
I did actually hear that people sometimes they stick a little filament of fishing line inside the hole when they jam it down in there, because if it's like throwing a hot dog down a hallway, you ain't gonna get much pleasure.
Says you. I like to bounce off the walls.
So, Edron, you say turn down the brightness? I'm sorry, I had to turn it up.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, that's Josh's lighting.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yours is just you ain't been out in the sun in 20 years.
Mine is the wall of monitors behind me.
Gee, many Christmas.
Here. Here. Is that better?
It's After Dark with Chuck. Oh, that's not creepy as shit.
Thank you.
Before I put this light, I was always like this.
No, go back to Chuck.
This is the only light I had that was here.
Yeah, that's just creepy as shit.
What's up, guys?
Check your Facebook messages. Apparently, we're not friends, but I went ahead and sent you a link to hop in if you want to.
Who?
West Side.
West Side. I've been interested in meeting him. Double A talks him up all the time.
I've been on a lot of streams with him in them.
Well, that didn't sound right.
This stream is ghastly. Yes, it is, Westside. You need to get in here and take your clothes off.
What?
And we're not asking.
He ain't going to join now.
Remember, rape is a choice.
Wow. Wow.
Damn, son.
You can go along with it, or we can make this a thing. That's so fucked up.
I think we're all at a loss now.
3 daughters, I would murder a motherfucker. I would murder a motherfucker.
Jean models? What the hell is that?
Yeah.
I am not white. I am peachy creamy colored, damn it.
No, you're something.
I'm salty and American. Get over it.
I got something salty right there.
Oh, dear God.
I figured sooner or later the nipple would come out.
Yeah.
Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, hey, Crystal, here's a nipple. She's used to it. She's got great.
Gold. Westside's like, I don't see the link. I see nothing.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
RC fun. I just barfed in my mouth.
The show has been a success.
Yeah.
Shoot, after 9, Crystal, you better wait till we show up next Wednesday.
Oh my God, we're gonna tear the channel down.
What's next Wednesday?
Yeah. We're gonna do gangbang over on Crystal's channel.
Let's see here. No, that's not Patch Tuesday's is next Tuesday. So okay. All right. Yeah, apparently once a month I have to take down the time clocks for the entire company and break shit, and that's one of my Wednesdays, unfortunately. In fact, about a couple weeks ago, I hope they're not watching this, I actually didn't even show up to the WebEx. I did all the work in the background. They're like, "Are you getting on?" I'm like, "I'm having problems with my internet. I can't get on," because I was on here with you guys.
I remember.
Yeah.
You're like hacking into everybody's shit, fucking with everybody's systems.
Yeah, of course. Oh, then we did have one the great find of the week this week in information security. We had to explain to someone why was it large black shemale videos was not at work appropriate. No, it's big black shemale videos.
Why not?
Yeah, we found that on their computer, and we're like, yeah. No. Oh, and also we had granny porn too. We also got granny porn this week.
You guys are so racist and bigoted and misogynistic.
Yeah, it's still not work appropriate.
So I got a question. I obviously am a noob. Who is Cush FPV? If you guys have talked to him,
He's a stoner.
oh,
Is that the guy that was on the other week that was smoking the whole time?
one at a time, please.
Who was the guy that was on the other week that was just smoking the whole time? With his wife was in the background. Wow, brain fart.
Flip side.
Yeah, that one.
Okay,
Different guy. Sorry.
because he just sent me a heart emoji on the chat.
It was probably for the nipple. Just
I kind of figured.
yeah.
There we go.
See, Crystal's asking why Chuck's got a shirt on.
Should I shower?
No.
No.
Okay, well, hold on, Crystal. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm covering the screen because I.
Oh, you don't have to. Oh.
Nope. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. Oh God! I think I'm gonna throw up.
It was just a foot, man. Come on.
We seen it earlier.
Yeah, we saw. God, Josh.
E-drone, I got my pants off already. Didn't you see
What
earlier?
Josh, I'm having flashbacks of work. What do you do that in the office? You're like, what the?
West Side, welcome to the stream, brother.
What is on the wall behind you, Westside?
Hold on, my shit's still booting up.
Oh, okay.
We're getting somewhere.
There's the brother.
Okay, it's a lamp
I heard,
over.
I heard you guys talking about granny porn. What the fuck?
Oh no, I work in information security, and we get the list of shame, the people that are doing stuff they shouldn't be, and we had large black Somali porn, and we also had granny porn this week.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like he's there.
Alrighty, guys.
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
All right. What'd you ask about my wall?
I was trying to figure out what the thing was behind you, but it looks like a controller with a lamp over it. I was going like, that's the weirdest looking quad I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, that's yeah, the TBS Tango. Yeah, it's just got a little light, a little work light.
Well, Westside, we're all waiting for you to take your shirt off.
I'm sure you are.
Now Chuck,
you gotta
don't
head
feel
over to my
alone.
channel. You gotta head over to my channel.
Alrighty, guys. My battery's low on my phone, and it's getting late here.
All right, Mike. Well, it was nice having you on the stream, brother.
Yeah, you're
thanks
great
for
out,
having me
brother.
on.
Nice meeting you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
See y'all next time.
Peace.
So, Westside, what do you think of that Tango, man?
Man, we got some like really kick-ass internet connections around here.
Right?
Where's Westside from?
The West Side? What the fuck?
Really?
I'm waiting for him to dance across the screen. Wow. He's gone. All right, so
No, that was easy.
fun.
Hi.
Laura says hi.
Hi, Laura.
She's. Oh, crap. Plugged in. Yes. She brought the dogs.
Dun, dun, dun.
AKA horses.
Well, that's the nice one. That's Finn.
Oh, shit, man. And Coppertop's done spanking it.
Yep.
He's back.
I'm back.
Look, he looks,
in Madagascar, dude. That's awesome.
yeah, he looks so refreshed and like, ooh, so fresh, so face.
Yep. Status update. How are you? Love you. Bye.
Yeah, we're all
Normally,
curious.
that's mine. We're usually 3 minutes. We're still alive. The kids are well. See you, Friday.
Yeah. Anything else? Nope. Cool. Me too. All right. Love you. Bye.
Why is she in Madagascar? Personal? I mean, is it
Work.
business or pleasure?
Work.
Work.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he's
Where'd Chris
gone.
go?
Yeah, my wife's like, can I go with her?
Yeah, we had Westside for a second, but apparently his internet connection kind of crapped out on him or something.
His whole computer rebooted. Damn, I thought I had computer issues.
I was gonna say, I know he streams all the time. I don't understand why his internet connection would fuck off.
He's in the middle of building a new rig. He's just using some old shit until then.
That's no excuse. I'm on my fucking phone, $100 phone.
It's because he didn't remove his shirt. The internet was like. That's what I'm going with. Yeah.
Well, you missed a lot, Dave. Everybody got half naked and like.
I'm noticing. I had the stream going muted to my left the whole conversation, so I was kind of visually watching.
Until you saw my crotch, I'm sure.
I must have missed that. Thank God.
I'm gonna be saving that segment.
Yeah,
I know you are.
That's gonna come in handy in so many ways going
this
forward.
is what it looks like when a Great Dane tries to make a king size bed comfortable.
That's a king size bed.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I just scarfed my fucking computer.
Yeah, bro. If that dog stood up, it'd be like 8 feet tall.
That was the one that tried to eat Josh.
I'm 6'1", so you throw some sneakers on, add another 3/4 of an inch or so. I come into his house and his dog, and I mean nicest dog in the world, jumps up, throws its paws on my shoulders, and is looking at me eye to eye.
Yeah, that's Finn. He's the one who's now laying. There he is. Now he's laying down. And there's Thorgo, acting like a retard.
Claiming space.
Oh yeah.
RC Fun says, I think he's going to shit on the bed. That would be epic screaming, my friend. That would be epic screaming.
That would be time to throw the bed out the window. We're done.
I was gonna say, as fucked up as it is, that would make my night.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, well, if it's going to go fucked up in a heartbeat, let's go all the way.
Animals. Sheesh.
Dog shit on the bed, I'd lose it. That'd be the end. I'd be no good.
Yeah, that would be gold. I can't lie. It would be funny.
And if it happened to me, I'd lose my shit and I'd be no good. You're like, do you believe this?
Yeah. And there's the wife.
Hi, wife.
Hello.
This is Chuck. Chuck showed us his balls earlier. This is Dave. Dave has the cool wife in Madagascar. And this is Josh, who tried to do the finger pecker thing earlier.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed all this.
My wife is very patient, Dave, in case you That's very good, Josh. You have had practice with that.
I sit around in conference rooms all day and practice things.
Wow. Check. Wait. There's a full wrestling match going on. All right, well,
my wife and I can't seem to share a king-size bed with, mind you, 3/4 of it just open space, feeling like we're too close together. Yeah. I can't imagine having 2 dogs in the mix.
That's what takes up the other 3/4 of space.
Yes. I get so if this screen was like the bed, like this is normally like, so the dogs are over here. My wife moves over here, and here's me, like on the edge. But whatever. I'm gonna mute this because this is about to turn into a shit show.
No way. We want to hear it. We want to see that.
So for anybody that doesn't know, and I don't know if he introduced her by name, but Joe's wife's name is Laura, not Laura. Laura, like Lara Croft.
Laura.
Laura, yes. Yes, Chuck. Laura. She's in the background going, I'm glad everybody can pronounce my name. Oh dear
God. She's married to you. She should be used to all us crazy bastards already.
Insane, to be honest with you. Because I am the epitome of the guy that goes, you smell that? What's it smell like to you? It's your hand. I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know what it smells like. Oh dear God.
Yeah, Dave, we lost all cohesion and conversation already. You know,
I've gathered.
So we'll have to see if we can kick it off this way. Like 10 minutes in, shirts are gone, nuts are running rampant.
I'm fat. My nuts don't run anywhere.
Huh.
So, Dave, do you have any bigger, to rope it back into quads, do you have any bigger quads, or you're all 5-inch?
5. I have arms for a 7, but I took them off. That's as big as I ever went, though. Right. I mean, I have a 3DR Solo on the ground over there that I never fly anymore.
How big is that one? I'm not familiar with that one.
It's not FPV. Jesus.
It's one of the drones we make fun of those guys on the drone network for flying.
It is. Hold on.
Waiting for the backlash. Waiting for the backlash.
I was praying that when he stood up, he had no pants on, just so we'd have something else that was. And he didn't hear that, so.
Nope, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I heard it, and I'm gonna make sure you never forget it.
What are you saying?
I was praying that when you stood up, you had no pants on, because that would be just totally appropriate. Like, you guys are idiots for taking your shirt off. Oh, look, ball suit. All right.
In other words, he wanted to see your ass.
No,
yeah, I think so. I mean, I'll show it to you. I don't have any shame in there.
Our ass is okay on YouTube? I don't know.
I don't know the rules of YouTube. I barely know the rules of society.
I don't really follow most rules. I just kind of live life how I want it to be, and it just happens to align within a lot of those rules.
No. It's orange like the General Lee. Okay, cool.
Yes, I guess. It's orange because I like orange.
Very cool. So the battery like plug right into the base of it? So it just like snaps in, or is that what I was saying? I've never seen one of those before, honestly.
Yeah. So the battery would fit right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a big module thing. And then it has legs that stick off of here. All four there. I've modded the fuck out of this one. Like, this has an aftermarket GPS on it. It's better than the stock. These antennas used to be in the arms. I brought them out to get more distance. There's a gimbal that plugs in here that holds a GoPro Hero 4. Won't hold the 5 or the 6 or the 7. Only the 4 or the 3.
I think that's the drone that the guy made that dead cat drone out of.
It might be.
It looks like the right shape anyway.
Did you see an ostrich?
What?
Did you see the ostrich?
No.
He made it. The same guy made an ostrich.
I did see that one now.
Creepy as shit. The cat's creepy. Let's be real.
I saw he did a squirrel.
I saw that one too. Yeah, I don't have an interest on doing anything like that. That's people have weird minds sometimes.
Well, I mean, that's what the guy does for a living.
He's a taxidermist?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, I wouldn't want to be a taxidermist. That's just not for me.
See, I actually always had this idea whenever I had rebuilt a house that I was going to put the master bedroom, head of the bed of the master bedroom on one side of a wall, and then put the guest bedroom on the other side with the head on the other side. And then when I go deer hunting, I was going to take a deer in the front in the master bedroom. I have the mount, the normal deer mount, you know, the shoulders forward, and then on the guest size bedroom, I have the ass half. So when you're laying in bed, all you're looking at is deer nuts. Just out of my weird, you know, sense of humor, like it was going completely through the wall.
Here we go.
He's back.
Yeah, I overloaded my computer. I usually don't render while I'm live streaming. And I was
like, you're doing an edit, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm always editing, so
that'll kill it.
So, Dave, you're back. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
Good.
Do you work in multimedia, Chris, or do you just do that for fun?
Yeah, I just do it for fun.
Okay. Sorry, Dave. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's all right.
You dick.
Seriously. You think you would have known by now.
Yeah, so I'll be going to Vegas, but don't tell Ben. I want to surprise him.
He was watching earlier.
He's in the casino now, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, out of curiosity, what do you use to edit your video?
Premiere.
Premiere?
Yeah.
Is that something you use, Josh? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm nowhere near as good as him. I basically use it just to like splice clips together, whereas he gets into all kinds of cool shit.
Well, it's a cool program to where you don't need to utilize the whole thing if you don't need to. When I started, I was using iMovie, and it's basically like drag and drop some music and cut it. And
I always compared Premiere to AutoCAD.
I know how to run AutoCAD too.
A beginner could sort of use it. A mediocre person knows some of it.
If you've been trained in it.
You can spend your whole life and not know all of it.
Exactly. I came from music production too, so I used to run Ableton, and it's like a timeline arrangement kind of deal, like a lot of video editing. So I feel like that's where I got my workflow from. Because with music producing, you have to be fast, otherwise you just get nowhere.
Well, looking at it from that point of view, do you use Audition to do all your audio as well, or do you just whatever in Premiere?
No. Yep. I try to do everything in Premiere, like we're talking about. Premiere can do so much. I'm trying to just learn everything I can inside Premiere before I even go to After Effects or something, because I want to have that whole repertoire of things I know how to do inside Premiere before I use the next level shit. I've opened After Effects like twice. That shit is.
I agree.
So much shit.
After you learn Premiere for a while, though, After Effects doesn't look so scary.
It doesn't, but it's way scarier, dude.
Oh, yeah. I only pull it out for certain effects.
Yeah, I know a few people that use After Effects. That's it. That's all they use.
Yeah, Icky. That's all.
Yeah. Icky's one. Of course, you want to spend 80 hours on a 10-minute edit and have at it.
Yeah, you could tweak.
I really enjoy doing that though. Like I've been doing the whole edit a day thing, but I think I'm at the end of my run. I like spending more time on my edits. I don't like just pumping them out. I think like the viewers, win. I win because I, spend more time actually like learning rather than just like do. So I think I'm gonna go back to like maybe do like 1, maybe 2 edits a week.
Yeah, I have no target on numbers, but I definitely have just gotten to that point where I'm getting real picky about mine. And that's coming from the other mentality, which was I should just fucking do this. Let's just get it done.
Well, and that's another good point is done is better than perfect. You're never going to have it fucking perfect. So, like, you got to get to a point and you got to be like, okay, it's fucking done. Otherwise, you can go crazy trying to, but go on.
Right. But in the last couple months, like I've really jumped into the color grading and trying to put some other visual effects in. And I would like to do more, but I don't get in a hurry. Like I don't feel like I have to sit down and finish an edit from start to finish in one sit.
Cool.
And I used to be that way. I felt like I had to do it.
Hey, while I got you guys on, I totally forgotten. I've been looking for it again. Where the fuck are the LUTs filters in Premiere? I can't find them again.
Dude, I will send you my fucking LUTs. Here, let me drop it.
No, he doesn't know where to access them. So you got to put an adjustment layer on your
timeline,
and then you got to drag lumetri color onto that adjustment layer. And then in the basic settings, so you have to open that. You have to expand basic configuration, I think.
Basic corrections, and then
there you go. And then there's a drop-down box within there that'll let you select the LUTs.
Okay.
I don't do it like that. I do I won't even drag lumetri onto adjustment layer. You just highlight the adjustment layer and go down to lumetri color, and you can do the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
All right.
That does a 1/6 of another.
Yeah,
see,
exactly.
I did it on Dave's video that I edited, but after that, I went back to try and do it again. I'm like, well, what did I do? Where did it go?
You can do it in multiple ways. You can do it. You can do it inside of basic corrections, and then you can also do it inside of creative. I think it's creative something. But you can,
the creative tab at the top.
Yeah, you can do it in either of them.
Thank you.
I recommend always doing it on an adjustment layer, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that way, if you have multiple clips, you can adjust the whole thing and not have to go back and adjust every clip.
Yeah, either that or if you went too far.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always just delete the adjustment layer.
And some, say you have like the same pack into the sun and out of the sun or something. Sometimes you might need to drop the opacity just a hair or something, going either way if it's too much.
Yep.
Cool.
Ding!
Pa-ting!
Fries are done.
You can curse Dave.
The stories are where it's at. Like my favorite videos I've edited are like the ones that I've spent the most time on, you know, and like that one video that I did, the FPV Saved My Life video, the one where I won that TBS Tango and, you know, some Crossfire shit and some HDOs.
I saw that on Stu's channel.
Yeah, dude, I spent a lot of time on that, but it shows, you know, like me and Spoonie, we were like kind of nervous about putting it out too early, but we hit a point where we're like, even if somebody like watched it and tried to copy the whole thing, they couldn't match it just because we'd been shooting so much stuff, like even before the contest was announced. Well, I was just trying to shoot a video of Spoonie, you know, and so like when he announced the contest, I just had all this footage. I'm like, oh shit, it's fucking on, you know. So it turned out good. We got lucky. The timing was right, you know.
It turned out real good. That's definitely up there.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm kind of the outlier on most of the stuff. I don't edit. I record a lot, but I edit and post nothing. So I never.
I'm doing it for personal reasons. Like I don't even care as much anymore. Like when I first started, I wanted, you know, oh, give me that sub count. But now I don't even care. Like I'm doing this shit for me, so I can look back at, you know, the shit I've been, you know, doing these past few years, you know, and it'll just be a cool little, you know, kind of blog.
Yeah, it's because you hit 1,000. When I hit 1,000, I'll be the same way. Right now, I care about sub count.
Yeah, I'm still trying.
Until you're at 1K, you're like, oh fuck, like I just want to be at 1K. Dude, how about what drone cams? I think he would hit 100K. Looking badass.
What? Oh yeah, that's right.
Justin Skinner, like that's hard to do in FPV, and he fucking did it. You know.
Yeah. He does a lot of reviews though.
Is he just pumping out videos like every day? Is that pretty much his world?
He does review after review. He mostly reviews. I don't think he has any real flying footage.
Yeah, it's not like a flying editing channel. It's reviews, and that's how you get it. But and at that point, like Derek and his drone, you know, he's got awesome like traffic on his channel, but he does more of that stuff. And we were kind of having that talk one night, like, what do you want to be known for?
Yeah,
you know, I would rather be known for my style of things versus like pumping out reviews that I really don't give a fuck about, that I'm just doing to, you know, it's cool that people do that and share with the community. Like we need that, but I don't think I could do it as good as people that are doing it. So, you know,
I don't want to put in the time and effort for that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of time, you know.
Well, especially if you're doing it for, you know, for sponsorship money and things like that, you're getting paid to do it. I've always had the curse of being brutally honest some points, and you know, with some of the stuff I do, and I found that's bit me in the ass a few times where they don't want you to tell the truth. They want you to tell what they want you to tell you.
Exactly. Then you have to like, you know, like change what you're saying to keep your shit going, and that doesn't sound fun to me.
No.
I can promise everybody here one thing. Even if it was to happen, I would shoot myself in the foot. I will never end up with a sponsorship because I don't give a fuck. I will buy my own shit happily time and time again, and I am not licking your balls to buff your ego.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I'm very happy with the sponsors I do have. You know, like Hot Dog, that's more like a family with them.
Agreed.
Like totally, it doesn't even feel like sponsorship. It just feels like a group of
we
people.
Never talk about what each party is getting from it. Like I don't talk to.
It's never
like we just talk about FPV shit. We bullshit. We're brothers. We fuck around. We pick on each other. You know, if we want to vent about something in the community, we use each other. If we want to run an idea past each other, we use each other.
Well,
rarely do we talk about, hey, what did you get from Ben? Oh, I got this. Like that's never a conversation.
Yeah.
And Ben never even says like, what do you guys want? He's just like.
So out of curiosity, if you've got sponsorships, you know, with Hot Dog, let's say for example, you run across something that they send you and they're like, hey, check this out, and you're like, yeah, I don't like it. I mean,
listen to us. Like the hats were crap, so they stopped putting them on the site.
Yeah.
But I mean, how do they take that conversation when you're like, dude, it's crap? I mean,
like to heart, they'd listen to us, like they depend on our opinion.
Ben is so picky with his own shit. It rarely gets to that point. Like he knows when it's subpar. Like, so have you guys seen those ethics straps that have been released? The TBS ethics straps? They're fucking garbage. Like they're the goggles. Yeah, they're the green fat goggle straps that TBS put out. but they use like cheap fucking shit. Like there's multiple pictures of like dudes with like the frayed shit right here by the goggles. Looks like the goggles about to fall off. And I actually saw it firsthand last time I was in Vegas, and it's fucking crap.
Yeah, I've already seen pictures of them blown out like the Fat Shark stock straps.
Yeah, and Ben, he's from the start. He's always been about like quality. Like if you don't have one like a hot dog FPV strap, you need to get one just because like it makes your goggles fit better. Like legitimately, like it's not even fucking bullshit. Like you can see better with that strap on. You know.
Thought it was snake oil, broke down and got one on
It's
for
true.
$12.50, which is the only reason I did it because I'm so fucking cheap.
Dude, and that's what I'm saying. They're so cheap. Even like the badass ones are $20, and for a $300 to $500 pair of goggles, $20 is nothing.
Yeah,
you do a custom one for $30.
It ain't shit unless it's covered in multicolored donuts.
Exactly.
Here's the one I've been rocking lately. The 2-inch. I didn't think I was gonna like the 2-inch, but I actually like it. I was.
Does it bother your ears?
No, dude.
I cut them bitches off because they were in the way of my strap.
That took me a minute.
I know, me too.
And then like the battery straps from Ben, you will not break one. You could tow a truck with one, like legitimately.
Yeah, I almost bit the bullet on those a couple times. I think it's coming.
They're pricey, but you never have to replace them. Like
the battery strap?
You buy one. Yeah, you buy one.
Wait, they were just having a sale on the battery straps.
Yeah.
And Josh missed it.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm all about the sales, man. I'm like a bitch in that regard.
They do custom ones too. Like, you know, my houndstooth is my thing, and Ben does houndstooth straps for me. But the buckle is like, it's huge and metal. Like, you're not going to break it.
I'm going to have Josh start ordering my stuff for me because he's always looking for the deals.
This is the worst battery strap I've ever had from Ben. I don't know if you guys can see how charred up that is. That was like a turbo mode fail at Rampage trying to flip back over, and that was the worst it did. And I could still use this if I wanted to
all day long.
Okay, that'd have been gold right there if you did that and that shit ripped in half right there. I would.
But it's not.
I know.
It's not going to.
It's awesome. Look.
Yeah, I'll torque down on this thing, dude. This is chewed up, and I can't break it.
Hey guys, did Ben put the lanyards back up on the site?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, not custom though. Only a few designs.
Whatever, dude. I need to get one.
Dude, they're legit. Like,
I love that strap.
I'm back to using my Tyrannus lanyard because my other one fucked off.
Yeah, fuck those fucks. Dude, and the buckle on that is legit as fuck. I love the buckle on the hot dog transmitter strap.
It's like the newbie drone style where you can just split it right in the middle.
Those are the ones we used to put on our leashes for our pit bulls.
Yeah. But the newbie drone ones are, you know, like they're not as tough. You know.
No, you're right.
I've got the newbie drone ones.
They work. I think I rocked I rocked a Space One. It's the same thing. It's got that basic layer and then like the black, you know, decorative stitching on top or whatever. I got one of those in my bag for when I forget my transmitter strap, which I forget more than anything else, like by far.
I actually had a Space One, and those things are like silk, dude. But the little clasp sucks, dude, and it broke right in half for no reason. Exactly,
dude.
And my transmitter went to the ground.
Hey, dude, I've seen that happen with a lot of like the newbie drone ones, the Space ones, like the FR Sky ones.
But dude, it was really though, it was silk on your neck.
Yeah.
So, anyone else from the X10S? Transmitter? No. Fuck.
No, you're fancy pants.
No, because their connector, I don't like their connector that they use to connect to their. They don't have the rod that comes off like the X9D, and it's got a really narrow hole, and I'm trying to figure out what to use on that.
Hey, dude, use any strap you want.
Use one of these.
No, can't do it.
Yeah, you can.
Can't do it.
This is an adapter.
No. Hold on, I'll get my X10. The problem is that the X10 doesn't.
Get one of these.
That's sick. That's fucking dope. I like that.
Dude, I can't see it, Chuck.
Go to the right a little bit or left.
Oh yeah, he's got that.
Yeah. I just bought this from Walmart for like $2 or whatever it was. Came with 2 of them, and you know what? It ain't ever fucking coming off until I get a good lanyard.
Don't all talk at once.
But yeah,
I know. I thought like something happened or something, like we lost connection.
We can go back to talking to sponsors and stuff. Like my MB sponsor is a little bit different than Hot Dog. Like I don't get anything free really. I have to buy everything, but I just get a discount on everything, and I'm not necessarily required to use only that stuff. You know, because I race too, and MB is basically just like long range shit. You know, so he's not like he makes a race frame, so I'm not obligated to use his shit on everything. But at the same time, it's just about, you know, helping build the products, you know.
So here's the problem with the X10. The connector does not support the tension rod, as you can see. It literally is a hole that big that actually goes horizontal, not vertical. So you can't use a tension rod.
Open it up and turn it.
Say what?
Open it up and turn it.
You can't. It's actually part of the housing around the power board.
That's gay.
So you can't move it.
Let's just get a little swivel joint.
So I end up using this, but the hole is just big enough and it doesn't actually move worth a shit.
Just get that locking C-clamp or whatever that thing I just showed you was called.
Transmitter strap, it's got the swivel inside the thing.
Correct. But I can't use the default, the maybe your own default, because it won't fit through the hole because the hole is just literally that big. I mean, it's so small.
Yep.
That's bullshit, because one of the most important things for, you know, somebody who likes lanyards is the balance point.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that thing balancing right, you might as well not even have it.
And there you go, Chuck. There's the full version. So I'm gonna hook up that 2-watt power supply and just black
right there, right there,
right there,
right there.
Yeah, my X9 has that balance point. I agree, but that's my only issue with this remote.
I just added the back thing too. I really like the kickstand. It helps balance it real nice too.
Correct.
Yeah, I've been contemplating that. I always just thought that would be extra bullshit I don't need.
They're like $6.
That's ridiculous. I won't add that to my freaking $400 remote. Anyway, but yeah, that's my only issue with that. And honestly,
that's pretty lame though. That's a kind of a big issue.
See, and I have a lathe in my shop, and I actually thought about making something for it and start selling, because I can't be the only one that's pissed off that you can't put a
no, dude.
balancer like that.
That would piss me off.
Yeah.
Well, if you make like 10 of them, you should cover everyone that has one.
Why are Kiss users using them?
Kush was asking.
Well, no, not unfortunately. That's the wrong thing to say. But KISS users are a dime a dozen.
Kush is asking about the difference between the light and the regular Crossfire. The difference is the light, and I bet 99% of quad pilots will never use the Bluetooth.
Use the what?
There's a Bluetooth function on the Crossfire.
Yeah.
That none of us will ever use, you know, and you can get the light.
A head tracker upgrade, so you can actually import your head tracker and also add the DC power supply, so you can go up to 2 watts.
Yep, that's what I'm doing. I run the external battery.
Correct. So I'm actually for my giant build, I'm looking to eventually do the head tracker, but that's a whole nother. So I'm just calling it the X Plus build. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Listen, Kush, it depends how far you want to go, man. For most people, the light version is more than enough.
Well, so the light and the regular are the same power. It's the micro that is the 100, and you can update it to 250.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was 3 of them.
Yeah. But they just came out with the light. It's like the bigger one, but without the Bluetooth.
Correct.
Which nobody ever is going to fucking use.
No Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, no LCD or something.
No, it's got LCD.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just, it's got the joystick. That's probably my favorite part about it, because I was using the micro for a long time, and you have to go in the Lewis grips to change everything.
Correct.
But the little joystick is super handy. You just go in there, you know, if you're at a race, bring it down to, 20 milliwatts, or, if you're doing some 2-mile, 3-mile runs, crank it up to 2 watts. Or if you're just doing normal shit, bring it down to 500 or something.
Yeah, Kush. And the micro, I settled on the micro.
Dude, if you're starting out and you want to like, you know, just get into it, I have a micro for sale if anybody wants it. $50.
And for me, I mean, given under perfect conditions, 250 milliwatts will get you 25 miles. But nothing that I fly, I'm going to fly that far.
Yeah. The micro does so much. You know, like I got the full size mainly because I fly with other guys that run the full size. And you can't be running, you know, 100 milliwatts when dudes are running 1 watt with you and, you know, when you're trying to do chase shit. That was probably the main reason I got it.
Now you're going to also, I mean, that most transmitters, I think, don't they cap the power from the transmitter at 100 watts? I mean, that's by default.
Yeah, they started doing that. Yeah, and then like the micro is capped at 100 milliwatts until you plug it in to TBS agent and do the 250 watt upgrade, and then you got to rebind your models and.
Correct. That's the reason I got it. Was primarily that's the reason I went with that one is because I was interested in the head tracker add-on eventually, and that when I saw that I was like, that's the only way I can get it. Okay, cool, I'll do it. You know.
Hey, Chris, Kush wants that.
Word, man. Are you on Facebook, Kush? Or you just, yeah. Find me on Facebook, Chris Teal.
And that was the smallest one you're selling, right?
Yeah, the micro.
Micro. Yeah, Kush, I don't think you, unless you plan on flying mountains.
It got me so far, like, and I flew mountains with the micro all the time. I think I fail-safed at 2 miles once. But 2 miles is plenty. That's all.
Don't you have a bigger problem with video, but long before you hit transmitter?
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
Video is your limiting factor.
Is anybody running 1.3 gigahertz video transmitters?
I got a couple of friends in the long range hooligans group that do that on their wings, so they can go 20 miles.
Yeah.
But that's really what you need. Even 2.4 you don't need until you're 3 to 5 miles out.
Say something, Josh. Show him.
Well, I was just saying, I was showing Kush, this is the micro. And the number one reason I got the micro, see that profile, the way that thing tucks right in?
Yeah, I love the profile of it. It's so nice.
Compared to that.
And knowing that, like, again, I'm probably not going to use that extended range of the extra power. So for me, that profile and being compact and not being able to get it hung up or broken was the money for me.
Yeah. Here it is on the XT9.
Oh, it's great. Here it is on the Tango, I just had it chilling in the back of the Tango.
Yep.
The Tango, I don't see those anymore too often, man.
Dude, people rave by them, and honestly, it's cool because it has the screen, but I don't like the gimbals. The gimbals are fucking garbage.
We can't with some hollow gimbals or something?
You can't even upgrade them either.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, which is fucking ultra lame.
Oh, by the way, Chuck, if you ever blow on your X9D, I've got a spare set sitting over here.
What's that?
If you ever blow up one of your gimbals or do something stupid with one of your gimbals or break it, I've got spares sitting on my desk here.
Halls?
All right, Chris, I just messaged you. I think
M9s. They're over here somewhere.
Because I saved the old gimbals that came with it just in case.
I've got the racing, the low throw racing ones on my X9.
Why?
Because I have Trump hands with short thumbs. What do you want?
And
Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad. So no, because the throw I would like because I am a thumber. I would end up at the point where I'd have to move my entire hand to get full deflection.
I get you.
So,
do you have to mod the QX7 to take the micro?
Kush.
No.
The answer to that is no. When people mod it, they're putting what do you call it? An inverter.
I think I have one. I think I have one that I can send with it, dude.
If not, I got one. I'll send it to him.
Okay. Yeah, I have one.
But yeah, what they're doing is replacing a stock inverter for an aftermarket that runs at the proper speed. You don't have to do the hardware conversion. You can just turn down your baud rate in your software. Problem solved.
The mod is not hard at all.
No.
Just follow Stingy's video and it's cake.
Yeah, and actually I want to say it comes with an instruction sheet, potentially. Oh, wait, no, because you're going to send him. Sorry. Yeah, just follow that video. I mean, there's a little bit of micro soldering, but if you don't freak yourself out, it's super simple.
If you've soldered on a quad for 3 to 5 months, you can do this. Get a nice pair of cutters, Where's my little cutters?
Cut that old inverter off.
Yeah, you need a real, like, super fine, like a new pair, something that's not fucked up and real sharp. But that, like, Stingy even doesn't even have one. He just like desolders it. I just cut it off. I've done it.
Which one?
I've done it on 3 different videos. Yeah, there's a little inverter.
Is that the tiny one? Is the mod?
So yeah, so the first time I did it on my radio, I bought just the tiny little chip, not on the breakout board like that is, and that was kind of hard. But now they send the breakout boards that's literally just a solder point, like same as your FC.
It came with this thing too. I don't know what the hell this is.
That turns your light receiver into a full size for servos and things.
Oh, okay.
So has anybody done a full TBS? They have their own little environment for everything. Has anybody done that? I haven't seen anybody play around with it, at least in our groups.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, TBS has their own like receivers, everything for all their extra channels and their head trackers and their everything else. Their stacks. I've never seen anybody use any of their.
So I won a TBS Oblivion from the Fly Life.
Yeah.
And that had the power cube and with the TBS motors in it. And it had weird, like this weird TBS OSD I really did not like. It said it was 2 to 6S capable. I plugged a 5S battery in and I was ding-seeking like crazy. It was fine on 4S. It comes with a GoPro, like the lamest GoPro mount I've ever seen. It's like this foam like thing that slides into this little thing. But if you finally actually get the GoPro secure, when you crash, it just rips off the top of the canopy. There's like these press nut things. It's just poorly thought about. Like it's indestructible, like the body of it, but it just comes apart rather than breaking.
Gotcha.
I didn't really picture that as a GoPro quad anyway.
Exactly, you know. But it was a cool little, you know, thing. I sold it and bought a whoop because I needed a whoop.
I just wasn't sure if anybody's had any other experience. I mean, I like their antennas. I like their
that frame they got looks pretty badass. What that $35, $40 frame or whatever.
The Source One.
Yeah, you know, and that's cool. That I think all companies should have the low budget frame, $40. You know, like get people into the hobby. You know, take a loss leader even. You know, they're not losing money on $40. You know, like, they're just not making it. You know.
Now, Chris, did you hear about that they cloned it?
Really?
Who cloned it? Trappy cloned it?
I don't know who cloned. No.
Somebody else cloned it.
The Chinese cloned the Source One, but the only way that they could make a profit off of it is if they charged more than Trappy.
That's hilarious.
Funny. That's funny.
Right?
You're just doing shit just for the principle of doing it. That's when you're just being a dick. Like we're definitely going to lose money and charge people more just because we can.
And shittier carbon on
Yeah,
top of
and
it.
it's just crappy like quality, and the holes are all like frayed, and yeah. It's just,
I just thought that was the funniest thing I had heard in FPV.
Yeah, that's actually really good. I like that. That's awesome.
Just like point for Trappy, bitches.
That's awesome. No. Microbrushless. Yeah, because I was reading some stuff with TBS's, some of the TBS stuff, and they have a lot of products, but you only hear people ever talking about like 3 of them.
Well, some of them are, you know, at the price point and universal, and they were around when everything started blowing up. And you put those things together, and they're going to be your most common items.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a beer. Hold
on. And let's face it, I mean, you look at the Unifies, they're such a solid product. The Triumphs, to this day, are a top competing product. You know, they've never been re-engineered. And True RC and a few other of those companies, they're always putting out, VAS, are always putting out little minor revisions to their antennas.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't changed anything on that Triumph since its inception.
So I'll tell you what, that my Unify and my Triumph, that's some of the oldest equipment I have.
I'll say those Triumphs are freaking tough.
They're tough, but I have found the Strix Hoot to be tougher.
I use the lollipops now. Those fuckers are solid, and they're small, so there's not a lot of mass to move around.
Use the axes.
And so, have you guys seen the micro axis?
Yes.
That thing is so cute. Oh, it's so tiny.
Yeah, that's exactly what Double A busted one out and showed me, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this, are you?
No, it's tiny, bro. It's like
smaller than this.
It's a UFL to like this tiny little. It's like half the size of a dime or something.
Look at your pinky nail.
Yeah, it's like the pinky nail, dude.
I just got a Fox here, and that was that way. That they're so small, they're stupid.
And they're supposed to work just as good, from what I've heard.
And I like that like if it weighs less, it's not going to like move around and rip out. So if you have just a tiny little antenna in race conditions, it's all you need. Just something that's not going to fry your VTX.
Yeah.
So I'm on the TBS site right now. The source one is US dollars is $26.95.
What the fuck?
See if you can find the clone.
Yeah, it's for the source one version 0.2 5-inch. Yep.
That's cool. You know, like it's not the best frame out there, but it's $26 and it's not a clone.
Hey, that's what I used to pay for Martians, and I used to run through Martian 2s like water.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But yeah, they're even putting those micro axes on like brushless whips and shit.
Totally.
Interesting.
Yeah, and with all those 200 milliwatt video transmitters or receivers they got now.
Yeah,
dude.
my buddy Imperius showed me one of those micros the other day, and I like couldn't believe how small it was. You know, but it's got that same technology. It's just, you know, the little like ribbon, you know, kind of cable inside of it. Have you ever popped open an axis?
Yeah.
It's just like this like circular ribbon looking thing.
Yeah, it's like a flexible perf board.
And then what Chad Capper called out Foxier for the lollipop, but it wasn't the same shit.
Oh, it wasn't. I didn't hear about the last
one. Like he like redacted his shit. He's like, sorry, like I misspoke. It's not a clone. Like there is something different. And I thought that was a funny shit. Because at first I'm like, oh damn, Foxier, that's fucked up. And then like Chad Capper came back. No, like the lollipops are, you know, still around because they didn't clone them.
See, Hugo was recently saying that he has an open inquiry in, but see, part of the holdup is that the patent hasn't been issued yet. He's waiting for the patent to be approved, and then he's going to chase Foxier because he's saying that the lollipop is a clone of his antenna, a shitty one, not the lollipop 2, but the lollipop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I run those. You know, I got the long ones. I throw them on my long range quads. They're fucking badass. I love those.
So, what are you using for your video on your long range?
I use just the cheap AKK VTXs at 800, and a $50 goggle module, the RJX.
What is it?
You don't need a lot. I'm telling you, like I do.
Or is that what's the
frequency? Say that again.
2.4 or 5?
Oh, it's 5.8.
Really? Because I'm wondering what the latency on the 2.4s are. That's one of the things I haven't even gotten a chance to look into.
Like I think 2.4 is good for wings. You know, but if you're building if you're building a multi-rotor, like if you're gonna go past 5 miles, 3 to 5 miles, you're probably not gonna, you know, be needing to go that far. I mean, like, do you really need to take an AP rig that far? Probably not. If you do, it's gonna be like a Mavic, and you know that's a whole different beast at that point.
Well,
and more of it has to do with the penetration requirements too. I mean, if you've got an open line of sight, 5.8's all you're ever going to need, and you're better latency. If you're trying to penetrate brush and scrub and things like that, you probably want to skip 2.4 and go straight to at least 1.3.
I would agree.
Yeah,
but my thing I've always heard, or what I was reading, or what little reading I've done, was that you go into those lower frequencies. Now the latency goes up by quite a bit. So if you're flying a quad,
you could do it with an AP rig, but not like a FPV race drone, you know?
Exactly. Your latency will be so high that you're going to smack into something before you realize you even touched it.
Well,
I don't think it's that much. I think it's just more than, it's not that much. It's just more than we're used to. You would notice it, but I don't think it would like necessarily make you crash or, you know, like.
It's not seconds long. It's maybe half a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're also under those conditions not going to be 3 miles out trying to power loop a branch under.
That's exactly. You're just going to be
Not you. I'll do that.
I know.
What are you talking about? So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I've been kind of trying to look into, and of course, because those antennas get much bigger, so you're only looking at on something that's on the X class or something.
Exactly, 1.3 antennas, the size of my head,
Exactly. So yeah.
You really only want to put that on like a wing or something, if you.
Well, if I get that the 30-inch running, that's what I want.
Chris, you just got paid.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! Word, bro.
That's what Kush said.
Fuck yeah.
Looks like he's running Crossfire now.
Yep.
Crossfire!
Well, hey,
send me your address. I still need your address.
You should have also sold him a couple receivers too. What's wrong with you?
Bro, receivers? You think I have extra Crossfire receivers? You're fucking crazy. That's like the first part. That's the first part of a new quad.
Chris,
I'll have like a receiver. I'll be like, oh shit, I got to build a new quad.
I've got 3 of them sitting by.
Oh damn! Look at that.
You see this? This is gold. Nobody has them. One place in Canada might have like 2 of these left.
The micros?
Yep. The starter kit.
Oh, the starter kit. Yeah, that's what I got, dude.
Yeah.
In my toolbox.
He's in Indiana. How far are you from Martinsville, bro? That's where my mom lives. I might come out there sometime.
Martinsville, Indiana?
Yep.
Where's that? Shit, I'm in Indiana. Kush.
Yeah, I'm close.
Where are you guys at?
I'm in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. I've been to Indianapolis once when I was visiting her.
Well, dude, it's on.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're right there near Indianapolis, just southeast or southwest.
Yeah. It's like, what, an hour or 2, maybe?
Not even.
And you're saying that's where Kush is at, too?
No, he's in... Where is he at?
Goshen.
Goshen?
Yeah, that's what he just said.
Dude, it's 42 minutes from downtown Indy.
2. All right, Kush, Chris, Dave, it's on.
We'll have a meetup for show.
And Double A, because he's right up here too.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Chris, when you go to the tea party, you going to make it a road trip or are you just going to fly out?
I don't know. I was contemplating that. It would be cool to do a road trip, but that's fucking a lot of driving.
Yeah, but you break it up over like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, and, I stop in Indiana, stop somewhere else. I don't think it would be that bad.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I would save money, I think, doing it that way.
You could stop in Kansas City and meet up with a few guys there.
Exactly.
Indianapolis.
The last time I did it, I did the road trip from Indiana. I didn't have my car. I don't think I was flying at that point. But now I know fucking everybody everywhere, so it would be cool to go fly with other people.
Exactly.
Dude, that's why I wasn't even considering going to Vegas, and then John, he's like, dude, just fucking come with me. I was like, fuck, okay. It didn't take much convincing.
Yeah, he just got laid off though, right?
Yeah, well, 8 hours of driving isn't bad, but doing it by yourself's kind of lame. So I'm like, fuck, I'll just, if anything, it's like riding down with him. And he's only
yeah. You're trying to say this kind of shit in front of a truck driver, bro. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
I know 8 hours is not nothing. It's not
8 hours is nothing. That's what I'm saying. I'll go to Vegas and for an 8-hour drive. Nothing.
We'll work on that, Double A. That's a lot of people to get in one spot at one time. So we'll definitely get started on that process and make it happen. Probably might be a bit when the weather gets a little better.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, it'll be for sure. In spring or
summer.
Yeah. And then next winter, I want to go to Australia. That's tentatively my plan.
What are their flight rules in Australia?
I don't know. Well, I know that everybody in Australia just doesn't give a fuck. So
yeah, FPV is illegal in Australia.
But look at fucking some of the most awesome pilots are fucking in Australia.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
It's a don't get caught thing, right?
Yep.
No, just don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care about anything in Australia. That's what I hear, and that's fucking awesome.
Unless it's guns, then apparently they have some pretty strong opinions.
Well,
no, most of them still have guns.
Yeah, they don't care.
They just told the government to fuck off.
Yeah, there's a large amount of the population that turned theirs in, but there's a large amount that still kept a few or didn't turn any in. Said, "Fuck you, come get them."
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I hate the cold. AA. I'm ready to go somewhere else.
I don't mind the cold. I don't like wet.
AA, you know I'm the only one who makes you go out in the cold and fly.
AA, you're the only. He's the only one who makes you wet. Or as Josh used to like to freak out the secretary where we used to work and sit and come in from a rainy day and go, "It makes me moist" as he walked by.
He says that daily.
That's what I remember about Indiana was I was just like, fucking goddamn, like, ugh. All sticky.
Ohio.
I need to go out to Colorado with my buddy.
Permanent thing.
Dude, Colorado's legit. Everybody needs to come here.
Oh, my buddy's training at the Olympic training camp, and he's up there to go. He's a track cyclist, and he's keep going. You need to come up and ride with me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna ride with a guy who's training for the 2020 Olympics. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me.
Just bring your quads and come fly.
I'll bring bikes because I like riding.
Oh hell yeah, that's cool. Go to Pikes Peak, bud.
No, bicycle.
Yeah, go to Pikes Peak.
Go to Pikes Peak.
Have you ever been to Colorado, dude? Half the population, that's all they do is ride bikes everywhere. Snow, rain. They don't give a fuck.
You take your fat tire.
I live in Grand Junction, right next to the National Monument. It's the world's largest flat top structure.
Cool.
And motherfuckers ride their bikes up and down that shit all motherfucking day.
You talking mountain bikes or road bikes?
Mountain bikes.
Road bikes, mountain bikes, all bikes.
Bikes.
The company I work for has a tech that actually is in Colorado. I'm gonna have to find it, see if I can convince him to let me go out there.
It's beautiful. Like, I'm from Southern California. You know, I was born there. I lived in Wyoming for a little bit. I lived in Utah for a bit. But I feel like Colorado is like a perfect mixture of what I want. You know, it's weed friendly. It's got badass mountains. You know, I'm 20 minutes from the desert, but I still live in a town of 100,000. You know, that's what I want.
Well, my wife is a marine biologist.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, well,
sick.
But yeah, no, there's no oceans there. No stipulations. We had to live someplace where there was an ocean.
Mm-hmm. Where do you live now?
Eastern Shore, Maryland.
Oh.
Yeah, he sounded enthusiastic. Wasn't that great? Oh.
Because I thought you lived in Michigan for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, there's no fucking ocean up there.
You just need to move to the West Coast, man.
Yeah. Yeah, his West Side's going West Side.
Hey, you got.
As I'm from the west part of California and the west part of Colorado.
So
you got
the Spocker.
Yeah.
Me and Chris grew up 2 towns from each other and didn't even know it.
Really? Yeah, you got 3 SoCal boys in the stream right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I was born in Burbank.
Orange County.
Where's AA at?
Riverside.
Riverside, motherfucker.
Riverside.
Rancho Cucamonga for most of my life.
Moreno Valley for all of them.
AA is by a little ways out from Lafayette in Indiana.
Just north of Indianapolis.
909, yep. I still have a 909 number, Lazy Rocket.
I have a 951 area code still.
Cali has everything, including all the fucking people.
No, Lazy. It's 949. You better come where the money is, sucker.
I grew up on a very small island out in the mid-Atlantic, so.
909, you can't even get a 909 number now. It's 951.
Yep. Wait, you have a 909 number?
Yeah, bro. I've had that shit forever. You can't get them anymore.
Back in the day,
noticed.
Back in the day,
and now,
say back in the day, it was 714 where I was at.
Yeah, 714.
Yeah. Josh and
now,
Joe.
like, it helps me screen calls because everybody I know from the 909, like, I have their number saved, but all telemarketers and shit call from where your numbers originated. So, like, if I don't fucking recognize that number, I'll be like, oh, that's for sure someone trying to get something.
Yeah, it's a creditor. In my case, it usually is.
No, I've had a home advisor hitting me up lately because I'm an electrician too, and I signed up with something somewhere, and man, these motherfuckers are relentless.
It's like
they'll change where they call from. They'll call from like California, then Florida, then Arizona, then Colorado.
Yep, I hate that shit.
What's the other one for that people review like restaurants and businesses? Yelp? No.
Yelp?
Yeah, I've been told by repeated buddies of mine who own business, are like, do not ever even talk to them. They will hound your ass to the end of the world.
Oh, Yelp? Charge me money. I had to fucking cancel my shit with Yelp because they fucking charged me like $300.
What? Wow. How?
Yeah, because you have to like sign up with them, and the way they do it is like fucked up. Like they just sign you up and don't tell you anything, and then by the time you're like, okay, I want to cancel this, and you can. Man, I forgot exactly what happened, but I just remember it like happened before I even realized what happened. I was charged $300. I was like, man, fuck these motherfuckers.
I don't know what happened.
You have to pay for clicks. That's what it is. Anytime somebody clicks on your shit, you have to like pay. Even if they don't use your shit, you have to pay anytime.
Wait, so you provide a review, someone clicks your review, and then you have to pay?
No, like say you're a business owner, like I was doing it for my electrical business. Anytime somebody clicks on your page, you got to pay them.
Yeah. No, I thought it was the other end.
Yeah.
The review end.
It's free. It's free.
Yeah, they put it in
it's
the
free
other end.
No, I knew Yelp was fucking the business owners by like charging a premium to be put at the top of a search. They're like, no, it should be based off filters and stuff.
So you can very much go great places with Yelp. My dad uses it in Huntington Beach, and he's like number 2 or 3 in electricians when you search electrician in Huntington Beach, and that's where 90% of his work comes from. And he has to turn work away now, and that's like the first time I remember. Like we've never had to turn work away, Now he has to turn work away, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Dave? You jerking off over there with sandpaper?
No, I'm fixing a solder tip. It broke. And I forgot to order new ones. I just ordered new ones right now, and I have to do some soldering. So I'm making it a usable tip again with the file.
What happened to the dude with the mustache?
He's talking about Icky.
I know.
Yeah, Icky took a break for a while. He shaved the mustache off because everybody was making fun of him about Mr. Steel.
He shaved it?
Yeah, he did that a while back.
No, it's back.
It's back now. It's back and it's in full effect. And Steel's mustache don't have shit on Icky's curl.
Yeah. No, I'm not into eating facial hair every time I try and eat something, so I can't do that. It's like,
But Icky's back. He'll be posting on his own channel like he's been doing for a while, but he's doing a giveaway, so go check him out.
Cool beans. No, I can't do the facial hair. I turn into like that. I look like I got fleas and shit trying to. Yeah,
I do the same shit.
Yeah.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, let me just push this real quick. Hey guys, out there in the chat, if you guys want to do a, oh my God, Josh, help me, I can't talk. If you want to do a chat, whatever the fuck it's called,
a super chat,
a gangbang.
Yeah, gangbang. If you want to do a super chat, throw in $5, throw in whatever you want, and you will be entered in a giveaway. I believe, is it next Wednesday we're doing it, Josh?
Yeah, let's mix it up and do one on the gangbang. We'll do it while we're on with Crystal. Okay,
yeah, we're giving away an ISDT charger with a badass power supply that'll just it'll run everything you got. And anybody who does a super chat is qualified.
I need one of your eyeballs for this.
There is not a stream that goes by that he does not show his asshole mug.
No, I need one of Josh's eyeballs that he has on his quads and his
to
put in the bottom of it.
Walmart.
Goatee bot.
Yeah. I got some big ones too.
Computer knows.
Yeah, I need one of those to put in the bottom of that just to make it a little more creepy.
It looked like one of the bosses from Contra.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, pulling up the old school. Has anybody else used that? Was it Illumina for redoing their solder tips?
What?
For reconditioning your solder tips, the Illumina, what is it? Illumina block. What do they call it?
I don't know.
It's basically, if your tips get jacked up or you overheat them, you can actually run it through this material and it'll actually clean up the solder tip completely.
Bro, I use brass Brillo, like the stuff that's meant for the solder tips.
I use this.
Yeah, that. And I use plumber's flux, and I just jab that thing in the flux real quick and run it through that Brillo thing that Dave just had.
I agree.
She comes out shiny every time.
I have some pre-tin material. That's what I was doing when I was stabbing it. I heated it up and I pre-tinned it.
Well, there's actually a stuff that if you ever actually bake your tip and you have a high-end soldering iron where the tips are expensive, which nowadays are getting cheaper, but there's this stuff called, I think it's called Illumina. It looks like a block of soap, but you actually heat it up and you rub it through it, and it will actually remove all the oxidation off the tip, so it's like it was absolutely brand new.
Yeah, that's what my pre-tin is. It looks like soap, but it's got like solder in it as well, so it cleans the tip and it puts a new tin over it.
Well, this stuff is caustic. You're not supposed to breathe it at all. I mean, this stuff is like, this is what they use for like whenever you're doing like industrial soldering, to make sure your shit's absolutely contaminant free.
You guys actually take care of your soldering irons?
No, that's why I just bought more tips.
Yeah.
Well, I do, but I was just going to tell Dave that pre-tin shit is fucking snake oil. I mean, it works, but it's overpriced for what it is.
I don't care. I didn't pay for it.
Flux.
Oh, well.
I didn't pay for it. My company did, so fuck it.
Fuck it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Speaking of something my company paid for that I'm going to benefit from, I have this 128 gig solid state hard drive that I need to get an IDE to SATA converter for.
It's an It's IDE SSD?
Yeah.
Yeah. How big IDE SSD?
Transcend.
Really?
Yep. See?
They were trying to get rid of it, couldn't find a charity case, and it ended up in Dave's bag.
Yeah.
No, actually, it has an embedded copy of Windows XP on it. I'm just going to wipe it and use it for storage.
I need to get one of those eventually.
Why?
What's my computer?
Why would I do what?
I'm joking. When it's embedded, it's probably for some piece of hardware device or something like that.
That's exactly what it's for. It's for.
I got Cush's Crossfire right here. I'm gonna try and get it out this week. Don't hate me if I don't, bro.
What was that drive for there, Dave?
What?
What was that drive for?
Specifically a PM12, which is a personal monitoring radiation detector series 12.
Okay. Yeah, totally. I got one in the garage. No,
if you do, you're fucking money bags. And those things are $1.2 million.
Dave does some crazy shit. Fucking some shit that I've never met anybody with your job, bro, ever.
Yeah, I've never met anybody with my job either.
I need a PMS alarm. I live in a house full of women.
Yeah.
I wish it was a PMS alarm. I'd invest in one too.
I'm assuming is that the units that they drop into to facilities where they do storage of warheads?
No.
Okay.
Maybe, possibly, it could be used for that. Basically, they're used at the exit points of radiological controlled environment areas, so nuclear power plants, laboratories, and it's to make sure that you're not inadvertently taking something radioactive outside the control area.
Gotcha.
It's a gamma detector.
My brother was in charge of he did alchems, calchems, and glycums out of Barks, Louisiana. Still basically nuclear cruise missiles, and they apparently had these radiation detectors that they were looking for. Was it tritium? Radioactive byproduct of nuclear warheads.
What's up, Gravy Leg?
Oh no, that's cesium.
Cesium, yeah. Well, they had these basically cesium detectors that whenever they would open up the bunkers, they'd throw them in there, and if they went off, they knew don't go in there until it was cleared.
Okay, there must have been something else going on because cesium has a half-life of 33.3 years. So, it wouldn't become safe for a lifetime.
Well, no, they were basically said that they had these detectors that they were supposed to throw into the silo or where they kept these devices or the warheads, And if it went off, they basically weren't allowed to go in there until it was taken care of. And apparently when he got there, all the ones that they had, none of them worked. And he got there and he's like, when were the last things these things were tested? And they're like, so he got them all tested. And I think out of like the 15 of them, they had one actually worked. So these people were literally going in and going in areas where they thought they were safe and may not have been. He's like, and we're changing that. So
those people will have problems later in life. Well,
he said that in his career field, if you were female and you got pregnant, it was immediately 100% disability, full medical, paid for, retired, have a nice day. Because they also worked with the RAM, which is the radar absorbing material, which apparently is like damn near 100% carcinogen until it's solidified. So, yeah, fun days.
Interesting.
Yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, you get to play more fun stuff than I do. I just get to watch, well, I don't watch it, but I get to deal with chickens. Yay!
Chickens are cool. I like eggs. I like chicken.
Well, our company makes a lot of it, so you've probably had it.
Nothing makes me happier than bathing the dead flesh of the mother and the. Never mind, I fucked it up.
Yeah, you're talking about.
Oh, in the embryo.
Yeah, you
frying it in its oil
and its own food because you're breading.
Essentially, I like to dip the mother in the blood of the unborn before I fry it.
Yes. Before you coat it in its own food and then fry it.
Yes. Yeah.
So, it's Josh and I have worked together before, so we've had some experiences with weird jobs.
Fucking double A.
What's double A doing?
Stirring up shit.
Another rocket science in the room. Gravy. Wow.
Old Gravy Leg's like one of my first friends in FPV. Like somebody that I like just randomly started talking to on Facebook, and now we're like super fucking good homies,
That's like you for me.
And he still hasn't got the stain out of his pant leg.
I'm saving that for a public outing. I'm like losing all control of my mouth.
Did one of you say you had a receiver, a crossfire receiver for Kush?
I have one, but I'm not getting rid of it because I'm using it. I'm gonna.
Oh, see? Well, see?
You can't have mine. That shit's like gold.
That's what I'm saying.
I got one for $60.
Damn.
I got one for $60. What the fuck?
Let's see.
How bad do you want it?
You can find them. Just you got to scour the internet.
TBS doesn't even have them.
Maybe. You never know. Let's find them one. Somebody link them.
Hey, all else fails, look at rotorquest.com. It's a Canadian place. They ship pretty fast, surprisingly.
They got trees in Canada.
Canadian fucking commies.
Dude, get FPV, the TBS store if you feel like waiting 6 weeks. Heli Nation. Oh no, Heli Nation's out.
Out of stock.
Yeah, Beta FPV has them, but again, you'll wait a while.
Yeah. Check Pyro and Race Day first.
Yeah.
I don't think Race Day can't sell TBS shit, right?
Why not?
Because
they sell
they
automatic.
can. No, they can.
They can now? Okay.
I think so. I think I saw some.
$39 on Amazon, that's not bad. Send it.
Does it come with the Immortal T antenna? Because you're going to need an antenna too.
Nope.
Yeah, so.
It'll come with the stock antenna at least.
Oh, really?
People don't realize, too, that stock antenna is the same thing as an Immortal T, but without the forever.
I use the fucking stock antennas on my freestyle quads. I like that I can put it underneath my flight controller, because I don't go out, maybe 2 miles with my, even at that point, I've gone a mile with perfectly fine RSSI with, antenna sandwiched underneath the bottom carbon, and flight controller. Yeah, same exactly, dude.
Just like that.
So out of curiosity, did they? I remember reading something. Somebody saying they were working on a diversity.
It's already out.
Yeah,
it's got beacon mode also.
Beacon mode.
And you can hook up a external battery. So if you eject, it will continue transmitting to your Crossfire and give you GPS coordinates or whatever you need.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's fucking way badass.
Yeah.
That's worth the price, like the diversity. It's not gonna get you much more than what you're gonna get with the regular Crossfire. The beacon mode is what's handy, though. If you're putting on a long range quad, you could, spend a little bit more money and not lose your shit. So,
where is that one? That's Crossfire Arc.
Yeah, it's the Crossfire Nano diversity.
I'm not even seeing another. There it is. Crossfire Diversity Nano RX.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $60.
Yep,
worth it.
I haven't looked at that one yet.
I didn't even hear about it.
If I build a 7-inch, which I think I'm gonna, an MB Epic 7-inch, like I have a 6-inch right there and a 5.5-inch, but I want to build that cinematic 7 and I'll get that diversity for that.
I've got that on. Well, I don't have that diversity on, but I've got that 7-inch that I built.
Yeah.
So, but I just stuck the transit or the receiver on one of them.
So is that the full size receiver?
No, this is the micro.
Oh, okay.
Micro or nano? Hold on, I don't remember. I can look at it.
Oh, I thought you said diversity.
No, I don't have the diversity on this one. That was something I was looking at when I saw it came out. I'm like, ooh. So now it's got the Crossfire Nano on it.
Essentially, you would want to put one horizontally and vertically. Yeah.
Correct. Well, my understanding is that originally you weren't supposed to put these in this configuration anyway, flat with the bottom of the rig. They're supposed to go.
I run them. Like,
yeah. Well, the only time I've ever had issues is whenever I'm actually flying with this pole facing me. I've noticed that suddenly it'll dip. As long as I just yaw it a little bit, I'm good.
So this is my long range rig.
Mm-hmm.
I have it sitting, like just above the FPV cam, which is above the GoPro.
Yeah, I see it.
And what happens at that point is if you do get low RSSI, if you're going away from you, you just fucking turn around into your signal.
Yeah,
and you're fucking gold.
I gotta ask you, man, why do you put your FPV camera above your GoPro?
So this is the only like this, and the DRL Racer 3 is basically the only configuration like that. And something about it for surfing mountains and just doing nice long cruising stuff. When you're going in forward flight, the FPV cam is basically at the center of your quad. So all your motions are very, very fluid in your FPV cam.
Makes sense.
And it flies unlike anything else. Like, this is the 6-inch version. I have the 5.5-inch too. And the 5.5-inch, the 229, is probably my favorite quad to fly ever. I just don't like flying it because I don't want to fucking break it because it flies so fucking good. So it's like my golden goose that I pull out when I'm like, all right, I want to get the butter,
So yeah, actually, and we were discussing that earlier with the no, I think you were online when we were talking about the run cam versus the run cam split versus using the GoPro. So that would be the configuration that would be ideal if you wanted the video without.
It depends on what you're after. If you want to record your experience, I would go with like a mix or a split or the turtle or whatever. But if you want high quality images, there's nothing that is better than the 7 right now.
Correct.
Nothing comparable. Like, you got the 360 cams, and those are fucking awesome, but the quality isn't there with them as far as, like, it's not the 7.
Correct.
Dude, Dave, you can attest to this. I know it's not the most durable camera you have experience with, but there's nothing that matches the picture.
No, the 7's picture is great, but the durability is fucking, it's almost not worth it.
This is only my second one, and I'm pretty fucking hard on my shit, dude.
Dude, I'm on like my 8th one.
You're just extra hard. You fly like at bandos and crazy metal places, and
that's what's fun.
I don't care if I see a gap and I try it.
So Dave, are you
I know.
Go with the Best Buy warranty and just use the shit out of it?
Fuck yeah, that's exactly what I've done. And my last 4 ones, I haven't had to pay for nothing because there's no physical damage.
That's so awesome. Dude, that's so awesome.
What do you mean? There's no there's no physical damage showing on it. So they
So I just say, hey, this GoPro's not working right anymore, even though I just slammed it into a tree and my TPU mount took the hit.
Yeah, so it's no questions asked.
Yeah, no, they
it's
don't.
Not no questions asked. So it's either you get like somebody who gives a fuck or somebody who's just like getting through the day. But so I've had a destroyed screen after like, you know, a couple months, and I brought it back and they didn't make me pay anything. I walked out with a brand new one. And usually they're supposed to, if it's got physical damage, they're supposed to make you pay the $50 for the new warranty or whatever. But it all depends, it all depends on who you get at Best Buy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Either way, the worst case scenario is you're walking out with the new camera and the cost of a new 1-year warranty.
For $50. And you can't beat that, you know, or you can't beat that. Like,
no. And it's the same day. So I could crash at a park, drive to the nearest Best Buy. I could have bought it in Ohio and take it to California and still get the same thing honored.
Exactly. It's worth that. Nothing will beat that.
I think we killed Josh.
Yeah, I think Josh is done.
Josh looks like he's about to fall over.
I've never heard Josh so quiet for so long since I've known him.
Man, it's been a week already.
It's only Wednesday. It's only Hump Day.
Hump Day! Whoop, whoop.
I can't believe we've been going on for 4.5 hours.
This is our longest stream ever.
3.5 hours.
We had to pull in interesting guests last minute, so we were about ready to close it down, and we got a beautiful mouth in the stream. So
yeah, right.
It's not mine.
Yeah, I've been terrible at reaching out to people and being like, "Hey, come on our show." Terrible about it.
I saw Coppertop shared the link in the hot dog chat, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's on the stream. I wonder if it's still going." And then I was like, "Oh shit, he's still on there." Okay.
And you were being so interactive. I'm like, "Why is he typing so much? I just need to send him the link."
Yeah, my fingers were getting tired just watching. I was like, "Oh my god."
Serious.
I do that in the chats. I'll usually like fucking chat, because isn't that what you're after? Like the interactiveness of the chat.
Yeah,
that's what I want people to do on my chat. Like I don't care.
I get blocked on my chat. I get blocked on chats all the time by Nightbot.
Yeah. That's how you know
you're chatting too much. I'm like, fuck you. I just correct all my misspellings.
You only type 2 sentences. The rest of them were redactions.
Yeah.
The last one's got like 6 asterisks on the back.
Yep.
Oh man. No, I don't think, Josh, do we even have anybody that's any long range stuff around us at all? Because I don't know anybody.
Well, there are some groups. We have an AMA field up my way. I don't know if you have any down there.
Yeah, one right in Salisbury, but they're all like they see a quad and they're like,
Yeah, these guys are real super unfriendly. Like they make it known that they're not into the quad thing. Now, if one of them brings a quad, they're cool. They're all over each other's nuts. They're, you know, but somebody new shows up and they're like, "We don't like your kind here, motherfucker."
Shoot, I'd go fly circles around their fucking planes.
Yeah,
orbit them all
the field is boring as fuck anyway, because it's a flat field with a strip with a runway in it. Like,
I would just go fly my quad into their planes.
Well,
sorry.
The long and short is I don't think anybody's really doing it, which means we need to bust into that scene. It's time. I need to buy a wing.
No,
I have two.
I can't go down that rabbit hole. That is a dangerous place for me, because no.
Says the guy buying motors this big.
Yeah, it's true, but it's still a quad. It's not a plane, because planes.
Do we have to bring up the $25,000 bikes?
Tell him.
Just shush. Just shush with your mouth.
Yeah, but you think quads are bad for like, oh, I need a part here, I need a part there. Start flying planes and helicopters again.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
I tried when I was younger.
Yeah, planes and helicopters.
Fuck.
Later, Kush. I'll get that shit out to you as soon as I can, bud.
Yeah. Hey, we need to get Westside to help out Chris with his quad, or with his wing. Is your wing like super jittery, like the whole time it flies?
I've flown that one for 5 seconds one time.
I watched it.
I've never flown that one.
Oh, okay.
I have 5 seconds of wing experience. So
Okay.
Just saying.
I have 2 minutes of wing experience.
See, I used to fly planes back in the day with my dad because he was big into that, and then I got into helicopters, and then my house burnt down, and then I got out of it. So now I'm into quads because of Josh. It's his fault.
I want to try and put a 7 on that one with the hyper smooth. It might actually work.
Oh, okay. I just have no experience with wings, so I don't know if they're all that jittery or if that's a tune-out thing that needs to be tuned.
They're fucking jittery. Even there's certain times so Sean Krantz, he's a friend of mine and David's that we've flown with a couple times, and dude is like a beast with wings, ridiculous. And some days he can pull out some, even without hyper smooth or something, he can pull out some nice, clean, glassy footage over a lake in the morning when there's no wind and conditions are perfect. And he's using his fucking 80-inch wing, something huge. The little ones are all over the place.
I say once you get the massive stuff, they don't move around.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Joe, haven't you ever flown in a Cessna, dude? Come on.
Yeah, I'm a pilot, so yeah.
No, but he does those crazy inverted low passes over the lakes and shit. You guys don't know Hellbent Puppet? That's his YouTube channel.
Well, the thing with most planes is that the speed helps, but weight is really the big help. If you got a heavy plane, it doesn't, they don't move. I mean, because inertia, it has to overcome the inertia to get to bounce or jog or stall or do anything fun. So I say fun.
Virgin gave me the bottom wing, and I want to get that going with GPS, and he's got his shit set up on loiter mode. So he's got the beer switch on, so you just flip the switch, go grab a beer, and it just hovers around you, and you regain control, and you go fly another 10 minutes, and you come back.
And honestly, that's the reason why wings at this point for me, airplanes would be dangerous, because the old thing about flying planes was you'd stand out in the field and it was
yeah,
and that was the experience. Now with FPV and some sort of range to it, that's like I said, that's a rabbit hole I don't need to go down, because
you just put the $15 GPS chip on your shit and you're good.
Exactly.
Set it up right. Fail safe, it comes back. Switch, it comes back.
Gravy Leg says he needs to switch for work.
yeah, the beer switch at work. Fuck yeah.
I need a coffee switch for this stream. I'm dragging.
Are you old, Chuck? Is that what you're telling me?
A little bit.
Where are you at right now, Chuck?
Indianapolis.
I agree, Crystal. I had fun chasing MD95's wing, but watching the video, man, I had a buddy. Actually, a funny part of the Crystal is I was playing his video at my work, and one of my coworkers was like, "I can't watch this. I'm going to get sick," and literally had to walk away. I was like, because it does bounce so bad. I mean, and I was trying to figure out a way to help him out by smoothing it out, but I guess that's not going to happen with a foam wing. So
hyper smooth. If you could put a fucking Hero 7 on it, turn hyper smooth on, and you might get some cool shit.
Or Josh will crash into it and kill him.
You can literally go like this with this fucking camera, and it'll pull a nice smooth line. It's crazy.
Last time Josh and Chris and I went out and fly, we were doing chasing each other around, and we came up with a new rule. If you're close enough to actually take somebody out, all you have to yell is, "I'll pay for the parts," and then just go for it. As long as you're recording, it's on.
I'll buy parts all day.
Oh yeah. If we get footage of you just ramming it up the rear of somebody else's quad, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Look, it's like the time we went to the ballpark. I mean, we got to the end of the day and nobody broke anything, and it's let's start hurtling quads at one another. So we're following a sidewalk. One person coming this way, one person coming this way, just seeing if we can meet up in the middle.
It's harder than it sounds, right?
Yeah.
Well, nobody crashed.
Yeah. And we tried. We took a lot of high-speed passes at each other.
We did that for 20 minutes, just back and forth, back and forth.
Running through batteries going, all right, I'm done. I'm bored. We haven't broken anything. Time to go. So, All right, gents, I got to get out of here. I've got a meeting at 8 a.m. with IBM. Yay.
Yeah, me
fun.
too.
Because my boss signed me up and didn't ask me. He just told me. So.
Called voluntelling.
Yeah, exactly. Voluntelling. You got it. Well, gentlemen, nice meeting you. For the ones I didn't know. For the rest of you, I do know. Fuck off.
Later on, Joey.
Later,
man.
Joe.
Guys.
Peace.
Peace. Bye.
I'm about done myself unless we're going to do a fucking marathon. Then I'll need to walk over to Walmart and get some goddamn coffee.
We're not doing a marathon. I still have work.
Jesus Christ.
Is it close if you can read the sticker on the bottom of your friend?
That's awesome.
Say something again?
Is it close if you can read the stickers on the bottom of your quad?
That is nice. That's a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Love that curvature of the props.
All right, guys. Well, I am calling that a show.
Right on, man. Thanks for having me.
Man, we'll just start sending links once in a while.
Word.
Yeah.
You ever looking for some chatting up?
Yeah, man. I do my live streams, my editing live streams, I think, right when you guys start. So maybe I'll bump my shit up an hour and just bring my traffic over or something.
I pop into your stuff. Like sometimes I don't catch it live. I'll still watch it because I pick up little tidbits.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later.
Fucking bedtime.
Yep.